Good morning, Soldier Boy here, and welcome back to RoadCraft to what is live stream number 41 as we continue our journey through the game. Good morning, we're back today for 3.5 hours as we continue on from Friday. For some reason, I'm struggling to talk. Not a good start. Hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. Hopefully, this week we can finish the base game. That is our aim and our hope. And I think we've got a decent chance of doing that today, to be fair, but it would just depend how long these remaining missions take. Now, if you missed Friday's stream, it definitely is worth watching, especially the first hour where we continuously drown vehicles and mess up. Yeah, that wasn't fun. But afterwards, we got going, managed to complete some more of the remaining missions. I seriously can't talk. And we thought we was on the final mission for part 3 of the 4 parts of the map. After we completed it, after extending the stream by about 10 minutes just to finish it off, turned out it wasn't the end. We had more to do before we finished that part of the game, of the map. So we're still on the 3rd part of the 4-part story of the map. And there's about 5 missions remaining, if I remember correctly. But we'll have a proper look in a minute. Thanks for the like, followers, much appreciated.
That's cool now. Love you.
Yeah, once we go in, we'll have a look at how many are left. But I believe we have got about 5 missions to do, and that's it. And then we begin the DLC, which is the rebuild DLC, 2 maps. And that's about all I know, to be fair, because we don't look at these things in advance. I don't know anything other than that. I know there's 2 maps, and that's it. Yeah, so I'm just checking sounds and stuff as I usually do. I still haven't set up the capture card. We've had a capture card for a while now, and we got it because if the game crashes, we lose the stream. So we got a capture card to avoid that issue. But it's a lot of hassle every morning to set up. Because I don't have a dedicated room for streaming, everyone leaves for the day and I'm in the living room. My boy's even got a gaming corner in the living room. I can't sit in his chair though. And to use a capture card all the time is really annoying just because it's a setting up. There's so many leads and stuff that I can't keep set up all the time. So although it's new enough set up, I just don't use it. And I was thinking about this the other day. Obviously, it means we can't put the live streams on in advance. I can't fill in all the live stream details in advance. But what else do we lose? Other than a game crash, which doesn't happen massively. And sometimes YouTube has a funny 5 minutes and kicks you off stream. But I don't even think a capture card would help the second issue. So I don't know. It's one of those things. Anyway, that was in my head this morning. Let's have a look where we're at. So we are 92% done with Kernel, the final map of the base game. 92%. And I was wrong, it's not 5 missions, it's 3 missions. So we've done all the infrastructure, 17 of 17, we've done all the side, 9 of 9, and we have 3 missions, 30 of 33 being done. And one of those actually finishes off this 3rd of 4 parts, as we can see the bar on the top there. So we're very close, essentially, aren't we? But we'll see what we need to do this morning, and hopefully, potentially, finish today. That is the hope and the plan, anyway. It will all depend on how this morning goes. I'd like to say we start rebuild today. I really would. But I don't want to second guess it in case it becomes like we've got to build a massive road or something that takes time. It's one of those things. I want to make sure we're done, but I want to make sure we're not rushing it. Because when you rush it, you make mistakes. I don't really want to do that. But we extended the stream on Friday just to finish off what we were doing, which was delivery, I believe. So we'll see what is next to do. But 3 missions, and then we are done with the base game. I'll have a look at trophies once the base game is done. Depending on what they are, will depend on whether we go for platinum or not. So, missions. Prepare geyser station for suspension. So we need to deliver an object from there to there. 3 objects we need to pick up and deliver. So they're actually at the geothermal hot spring station. We need 15 steel beams. That's a lot of steel beams over here as well. So the geyser thermal station. And we need 10 logs. Now the logs we've got in stock. Logs aren't an issue. Making the steel beams, on the other hand, that will be time consuming. So this will the Geyser geothermal station will then be restored, and this will be this will be the last mission. No, this will be the first mission of the 3 we need to do to finish the map. I do get my words out. I think first and foremost we'd make the steel beams. I think it's probably the best bet. Because obviously we've got to get them across to where we are. Oh, actually, there's some stuff to pick up over here at the archaeologist camp, and there's stuff to pick up here. There's 2 there and 1 down there to pick up. But yeah, I think we make steel beams first, and then we can bring them to here, which is easy enough. The road's fairly simple to do that. Then we can pull the logs out from one of our... In fact, is it there? So this is our service vehicle, our mobile base. Patrick, good morning, how are you? So we can actually pull items out from that. So we can even drive that up to here and deliver the 10 logs directly from that. So we'll probably end up doing that, to be fair. The only downside to that is if we need any more logs for the 2 remaining missions, we could have a small issue. But I think we start off with the beams because that's going to take the most time, I think. Steel beams recycling plant is over here. We have one in there currently, 14 more needed, and obviously that's going to take a lot of metal. And there's not very much around, to be fair. Although saying that, there's a load of cars there. I think we need to get them cars, don't we, really? We did try using one of our trucks with the towing truck, but it was rubbish, to be honest. I'm not too bad, thank you. How was your weekend? Hope it was good. Thanks for the like, much appreciated. So we need to get a vehicle over here, or from somewhere, and bring metal with us. I think there's a bit of metal around Drystone Base there. I think that's the nearest base we have, or is it? To be fair, we can come from anywhere, to be honest. I'm just trying to think what our best bet is. Obviously, we need metal. So we're doing the second DLC to Star Wars Outlaws starts tomorrow. Until that's done, we've obviously done the first DLC in the base game previously. We've already paid for the DLC, so we've got. I think we should do it, and just to see how the game's changed over time as well. To be fair, so that will start tomorrow, and then we just start a vote on Wednesday as well for what main livestream game. So we'll go from there. So whatever vehicle we use, we want to be able to bring these cars in, I think, as well. Really, what we got here? That's our towing truck, wasn't it? There's a load of vehicles over here as well. I'm just trying to think the best way of doing this. Obviously, it's going to have to be something. There's some metal over here. There's not as much metal around here, though. 15 beams is going to require a lot of metal. Although we do have the scrap yards, don't we? There's a couple of scrap yards around. We go... I've seen them. I can't remember where they are. It's the ones with the random cranes. Where are they? Not that one. I swear I've seen these scrap yards. I think they're... Well, actually, to be fair, they're over here, I think. Well, there's one. Because we had to get a load of stuff out of it. So there's lots of metal there, essentially. I wonder if we park up our heavy vehicle and just load that with as much stuff as possible. To be fair, I'm trying to think of what can carry the most stuff. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Control-wise, I think it's going to take a bit of time to get back used to it. To be fair, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, heavy vehicle there would be handy, I think. The only downside is obviously no crane. There's also one here, to be fair. But yeah, which is closer to the steel business. Like I say, the downside to the heavy vehicle, it doesn't have a crane on it, which obviously could be an issue. Although delivering the stuff is easy. Obviously, we need the second vehicle to pick them up. But we could go from North Lock. I think that's probably the best bet, you know. That can drop things outside the main gate here. We may need a second crane maybe to move them. But it's near North Lock. So what I think is we bring in our heavy truck, or do we just fill up the Alcez, which is slightly bigger? Again, no crane though. I think we use the heavy and just try and fill it. We may have to take a crane there as well, but it's not too far away. Again, we need as much stuff as possible. But yeah, let's take this. We're basically going to go to. There's loads of stuff here to pick up. Is what's made me think actually. I say loads though. We could grab a crane here because you've got a load of stuff there to be used. This is where the Wayfarer would be the ideal vehicle because you can carry so much stuff, but the weight of it will be a problem. I think we take this with this stuff first, potentially, and then we go from there. I think there's just so much stuff that could potentially be recycled. We need a lot of metal. 15 beams is a lot of metal. As you can see, there's a load of stuff here. Do we have an ongoing route here on the go? I don't think we do. Good. I'm just thinking, is anything going to come crashing into us? But I don't think it will. So we need to pull out another crane from here. Let's use one we haven't used on this map much. Let's use this one here. The Vostok ETV 89. This is a mobile crane. It obviously can't do some of the loads the heavy cranes can, but it's not bad. E-Plan, good morning, how are you? Thanks for the like, much appreciated. Yeah, it can't carry as much stuff as some of the other cranes, but it should be okay for just putting these on board, in all honesty. What we need it for here, I think it should be absolutely fine. It doesn't go massively high, so the reach isn't as good as others. All it's got to do is just put them on board the heavy vehicle here. Oh, it can't turn anymore that way. Okay, I didn't realise that. It can't turn any more to that way. No, you can turn left. So in theory, we need to turn round. Forgot they can't spin as far as the others. Okay, let's try that, shall we? As I say, all we're going to do is just load this up with as much stuff as we can. And then get this delivered, and then we'll go from there. As I say, we need 15 steel beams. This is not going to be a small amount of stuff. That's the thing. Put this one next to it. I'm not too bad, thank you, not too bad. Had a bit, yeah, I'm okay. I had a bit of a rough weekend, sleep-wise. Other than that, alright. Usual stuff. Right, let's put this over here. Let's do this one. No, wrong way. Don't let the other one fall off. Don't know if we can get 3 abreast on here or not. Potentially we can. Don't roll off. It's going to roll off. How annoying is that? Stay. There we go. It's staying now. Come on, give me the other one. I can't do too much more to the left. There we go. But yeah, I think the heavy vehicle is probably our best bet here. Just to get as much stuff over in one go as we can. We may have to use multiple different vehicles, I think, to get everything over. 15 beams is a lot. As I say, we've got this mission plus 2 more whilst this is done. We don't know anything about the other 2. This mission should finish off the 3rd part of the 4 parts of the map. That's the hope, anyway. And then we'll see what other things we finally need to do to finish this off. Stay. Settle. There we go, settled. Right. Catching the vehicle there. I don't want to roll them off accidentally, that's the problem. Right, this in the air. This probably wasn't the best crane we could be using for this, mainly only because its reach isn't that good. So yeah, potentially this was a wrong choice of vehicle. But we hadn't used it in ages. I thought it would be worth a little look. I'm kind of regretting that currently. But yeah, I'm looking forward to starting the DLC. I think it'd be interesting to see what differences are. And the big thing I want to use is the new ridge vehicles. I'm looking forward to seeing how they work. But it is only 2 maps for DLC. Are you going to fit on nicely, or are you going to mess things up? No, that's fine. I wonder if it would or not. Okay, we've got 2 more here. I'm trying to do a big stack essentially here, and then we can see what else we can take with us for this first run. But I think it's going to be several runs like this before we actually get what we need. I am considering driving this down to where them cars are, because I think this might be actually a decent vehicle, crane-wise, to use for dragging... No. For dragging them vehicles. Because of the way the weight is distributed on this, I wonder if this will be the right vehicle for dragging them. We did try, as I say, the light towing vehicle, which looks like it's for picking up vehicles, and it's rubbish. It really is horrendous. I wonder if I've not used it until trying it out on Friday's stream. Trying to get this to go where I want it to. Okay, we can get one more on top, which is this one over here, and then we'll see where else we can go for metal. Yeah, I'm thinking this one on top, it's a decent stack there, and then we'll find something else to go on there as well. Yeah, I think that'll be a decent stack, to be fair. The only downside is I don't really want to move the truck too much while this is stacked up. Because there's always a chance it will just all fall off. But the reason I was stacking like this was so we can take as much in one go as possible. What's my thinking? I think it's better to do as much as we can. We've got to make these journeys count essentially, otherwise it will just become really time consuming and annoying. No, it's all going to fall off. Ah, I thought we had that then. But no. Okay. But we'd stacked up all really nicely, it was going so well, and obviously it fell off at the end there. Okay. Right, we'll get the one on the floor here. Thought we had that absolutely fine, but no. It didn't like that last one on top, that was the problem. I'm going to be too close to this one, aren't I? Bye Cash, good morning, how are you? How was your weekend? I'm going to try one more time of putting this on the middle. And if not, we'll... no, I'm not. I'm not even going to risk it, actually. We just tried, it didn't work. There's no point risking it for no reason. There we go. Oh, you can't strap because of a vehicle, okay. Didn't think there's that much in the way, to be fair, but there must be. In fact, is that not metal there as well? That's metal as well, so we might as well put that on the back, to be fair. These aren't metal, annoyingly. And then there's some metal things over there as well that I think we can put on the back whilst we're here. So yeah, we'll stick this big pipe on. It's just about getting as much on as possible so we're not wasting a journey, essentially. Oh, that's not what I want to do. That rock is really annoying me. Right, lift this up a bit more. Oh, it has actually strapped them over pipes, strangely. I wasn't expecting that. I strapped up some of them. It strapped some of them, but not all of them. Annoyingly. Right, we need to obviously unstrap them to put those ones on. Just when you think you're done and then they decide to fall off. How are you? How was your weekend, Vikash? Hopefully I'm pronounced that end somewhere near correct. Apologies if I'm not. Alright, come on. Last one on. And the rain has started already. Right, I need to move out the way before we try and strap this. No, that's not what I want. Don't. Oh, I thought I was about to roll off them. Right, we should be able to strap all of it. There we go. Now, I need to turn around this. A couple of bits of metal down there we're going to quickly grab. I don't think there's anything else here. X-Dom, good morning. How are you? Thank you for the likes for the much appreciated. Janaya, good morning. How are you? Yeah, so we're going to quickly turn around, and I want to go and grab these here, chuck them on the back, and then we'll start heading to the plant to recycle this stuff. I'm not the best at reversing this trailer, admittedly, but it's easy to try and turn around forward, I think. Nice and slow as we try and turn this. Basically going to try and get back into our yard over there. Oh. Okay, that was a bit weird. Nice and slow. As I say, I'm not the best at this. In the slightest. Rocks are there. Definitely messed up that, didn't I? Should be enough, hopefully, to get the turn though. Still left the shopping trolley out. Right, that may have been a bad idea, as I think it's now stuck underneath. It is stuck underneath. Where's that trolley? It's there, okay. Got away from the trolley at least. Right, let's wait there. Let's go and grab this crane again. We're going to be trying to use different cranes, I think. This crane's okay. I thought it'd be better than actually what it is, to be fair. But this crane turned out not to be the best. I think it's better when you're trying to move bigger vehicles with it, maybe. But yeah, for what we wanted for here, not so much. Right, there's a couple of bits here we want to pick up and put on board. And then we'll start the run. LVs, good morning, how are you? Hope everyone had a good weekend. As I say, we've got 3 missions to try and get done today if we can. This first one is quite a big one. I think they're all going to be fairly big, I think, basically because it's the end part. I guess that they're all going to be a fairly substantial missions. I'm going to require us to do quite a few things at once, potentially. It's all going to depend if we've already done a lot of the infrastructure, which we know we have. That hopefully will hold us in good stead for a lot of what he wants us to do. So yeah, 16 still being, 15 sorry needed. We have one in the factory itself and one in storage. So we essentially need 13, which is a lot of metal. That's one. There is another one of these just over here we're going to quickly grab. And then yeah, we'll set off, see what this gives us. It may, like I say, it may be a case of using this crane again to drag them vehicles into the recycling plant. As I think, because of the lower centre of gravity, this won't tip over with the weight of the vehicles or anything. So it may be a best bet for dragging things like that. Okay, let's move this away, and let's see if that's enough. We're going to have to unstrap and then restrap, I think. So we unstrap, we strap. All strapped up, we're ready to go. You can. Oh, well, weekend wasn't too bad. Yeah, a bit of a painful one, but a lot of lack of sleep. Other than that, I'm okay. The weekend was okay. Thank you for asking. How was yours? You continuing to go to Yoto and enjoy it? Good. Glad to hear you enjoying it. I go to Shima 2.0, I love it. To be fair, I've not really heard anything negative. People I've spoke to without playing it, I've not heard anything really negative about it, to be fair. Which is surprising in this day and age with a lot of games, isn't it, really? You expect negativity of some sort somewhere along the line, but yeah, I've not heard anything. As I said in the schedule for this week, we'll start the vote for the next main live stream game. That vote will start on Wednesday, and then Ghost of Yoto will be on that vote, because I don't think we'll start until towards the end of the month anyway, with what else we've got going on. But we shall see. But yeah, that'll be on there. There's no guarantee it'll win. Obviously, we've got other games on our list and new suggestions as well. So there is no guarantee Ghost of Yoto will win the vote at all. So we might not be playing it for a little while yet. But this is the idea of you guys voting. It's how we decide things. So we'll see how we go. I wouldn't say I'm massively hyped to play it either, though, to be fair. Mainly because I make sure I don't see much about it when I know I'm going to play it at some point. I'm always very careful with that. I'm very good at avoiding spoilers. But because of that, I can't really get hyped because I don't know anything about it, if that makes sense. We want to head right here and then immediate left. We're heading up this way, essentially. So left here, then a right. A right here and a left, sorry. Put it right around, shall we? Got to think about how we're going to deliver these beams as well. Although they should all fit in one of our mule or Voron, I think. I don't know if the weight may be too much, that's the only thing. Considering, although we could just load this up, to be fair, if need be. Now the downside to this vehicle is can be annoying when you've got a lot of weight on the back. It does lack that grunt, that power that we do need on occasion. Frustratingly, for what it's meant to do, it just lacks so much in power. And I know we've got a lot of metal on the back, so there's a lot of weight, especially on that far back end, with all them broken pipes. But for a heavy transport, you'd think there'd be more to it than what it can actually do. We're stuck. I did think this may happen. It's not the end of the world if we do get stuck. We can bring something here to help us out. Because we're going to want a crane over there anyway. Okay. There was always a possibility you would get stuck with this. I kind of knew that. So I'm thinking this with the cars would be ideal. The crane was just using. So let's send this across, and at the same time we can get ourselves out of trouble. This should make it absolutely fine. We'll use the crane to pull us out as well at the same time. I think that the thing that's going to take the longest here is doing these steel beams. The logs we can deliver immediately whenever we're ready, using our mobile base already nearby. So that's fairly simple. And then the objects, we haven't looked at the objects yet, but I can't imagine being too many issues if we use the boron and the mule, to be fair. And most of the infrastructure, the road network is done, so it's not like I think we're going to struggle in too many areas to get through. The only potential issue is where we have the exit to logistics and near the road we need to use to go up to where this is all being dropped off at the geyser station. There is a bit of road that we haven't done, is quite bad at the minute. So there is potential for us to get stuck there, depending what vehicles we're using. So that's something we need to think about. I think that's the only part of the map really we haven't focused on or done anything with, which probably we should have done by now, but we've not needed to. All the vehicles we've got kind of use it absolutely fine. So it's never been a massive issue, other than one vehicle got stuck in it. Right, I'm going to try and push this first and just see if we can get some forward momentum going. It's not much further than we've gone to our road anyway. That's the thing. Right, I will need a swap vehicle. Let's see if that's helped us. There we go. Once we get through here, onto our own made road, which will make our life easier anyway. This is the only part I think we've got a chance of getting stuck. Everything else should be fine. And there is a lot of weight on the back. It's not entirely unexpected. But there's our road there. Right, we want to head to the left here. If I remember correctly. Basically heading for the quarry that's just ahead of us. And then from there we head off to the left. We've got to go and take all this metal to be recycled to make these beams. That's our first priority really today. So I think the beams are the only thing that are going to take the time. Just depends how much metal or how much metal we need to make the 13 beams. I know we need 15, but we have some 2 already done, essentially. So it's just going to depend on how long that takes and how much metal it's needed. I'm thinking that crane we brought here to push this out, we'll use that to pull the cars into the recycling as well, because the lower centre of gravity should help that. The towing vehicles are rubbish. We won't be using that to do it. May have to let the cord a bit tight there. No, it seems alright. I've not looked to see if anything's fallen off. Everything is strapped. So I'm hoping nothing falls off. Hear the metal bouncing around on occasion there. Right, we're taking the next left, and that'll be the start towards the recycling plant. I'm just going to double check my actual route. I think I'm sure in where I'm going, yeah. We basically turn left up when we hit the vehicles there. I don't think we've brought the heavy transporter this way before. I think it will be alright on the roads, but there's a chance it might not actually. I hadn't thought about this. This is quite a solid road, so I didn't think we'd have many issues, but I've just remembered the underwater bits. And the weight is quite a lot, so let's wait and see how we go. So what I've just noticed as well, see the moving part at the back of the truck? So that's is it the drive shaft, I think? Or is that from I think it's the drive shaft. You can actually see it spinning. I've never noticed that it spins before. Obviously that's realism, but I had never noticed that before. Okay, still being recycling is just coming up. We're nearly to where the cars are all parked up, which we're going to try and use recycling shortly. And before we decide which vehicles we're using for the objects, we kind of need to have a brief look at what they look like. I think there should be 5. Mule taking 1 and the one taking the 2. They're all in different locations. 2 in one place, 1 in another should be okay. But unless they're massive, which we don't know yet, without looking. But the priority of the minute is steel beams, wood, and then we look at the objects. It's the plan. Right, steel beam recycling plant is just along here. So we can get this stuff. Once we've dropped this stuff off, we'll jump back to the crane, the tank crane I should call it. So we'll bring it this way to drag them cars we just went past in. And there's other bits of metal around as well that I think we could utilise. And then we'll go from there. I think we're on the mule to go and take all these steel beams. 13 of them. Will probably be okay. It's just a lot of weight on the back of them, but I don't think it should be too much of an issue. Just depends how much value we get out of the metal we've just loaded up on this. And whether it can get to recycling part through the mud. It should be able to. Okay, obviously we need to unstrap. Okay, so let's get that done it. After that whole load, it's a total of 5. Doesn't sound like enough, does it? Okay, I was hoping for more than that in all honesty, but there we go. Right, let's get this to there as well. Like I said, lower centre of gravity I think would be better for putting the cars in. And basically just drag them, essentially, I think. And then we'll see what's left. There are several little areas on the map that are full of metal that we can utilise. The downside is the cranes there aren't brilliant, the grabber cranes. And obviously we need to get a vehicle nearby to load up. Other than that. So there's metal laying around elsewhere, we might as well try and use that up first. This thing's a little bit slidey on the road itself. I think it's more me driving it. It does turn on its own axis, which means you try and make it turn a little bit to take a corner like that, and you can easily overdo the turn, especially when it's going full speed. Luckily it's tracked, so it will handle most terrains pretty well. Right, we'll get this to where we just went just outside of it, so the cars can drag away. I think there's 4 or 5 cars there. We've got 5 steel beams ready to take out of the recycling plant. We need 13 as a total because we've got others elsewhere. So we need 8 more. Hoping there's enough metal just around the plant itself to save us trying to bring stuff in from elsewhere. I wonder if we use this to load the heavy transporter with the beams to save us having to bring another vehicle here essentially. I think that might be the better option. Obviously there is a chance it gets stuck in places, but I think that might be a best option to be fair, just because it should carry them all absolutely fine. It saves us bringing another vehicle here essentially. Right, cars are here. What we'll do, this may not work, but this is my thinking. What we do is we go up to the first car in the pile. That's steel beam there. There might be a steel beams we can take there as well. Right, I'm going to reverse up to it. Like that. Crane comes up. Look it up. All it's going to be is slightly off the floor. That's all I want with it. Slightly off the floor. There we go. That's okay. Can do sideways. It doesn't really matter. So I just want it slightly off the floor, and we shouldn't tip over because of our lower centre of gravity. That's my thinking. Should really change camera so I can see where I'm going. And then in theory we can get all the vehicles over here recycling. So we did try this with the light transport, and because they haven't got wheels, it was just a pain to actually winch them on, and even then they wouldn't stay on very easily. It just lacked power, so kind of pointless as a vehicle, to be fair. Right, we've got 5 already here ready to take out. We already had 1, so actually all that metal we put on board the heavy transporter was only worth 4 metal beams. Right, we have 7, so that was worth 2, that vehicle, which isn't too bad, to be fair. In theory then, all the vehicles should be worth enough to get this done. See if there's any other metal nearby to quickly grab. Obviously got that there. I think we focus on the vehicles, I think is probably our best bet here. 7 on, we need 13 in total. I don't need to put the crane away really. But the plan to use this to pull the vehicles in actually worked really well. So I think we'll carry on doing that for a minute. We're currently 7. 6 more needed. That was worth roughly 2. 3 more vehicles essentially should do it. Hopefully. Okay, I think that's a beam there. I need to have a proper look if it is or not. I think it is, you know. I don't know if it doesn't show up on the map as anything though. It's the only thing. Might be because the car's in the way though. Right, let's bring this to us. Can actually put it more on top of us. At least that way it's less likely to do anything. Although I can't go any more to the left. It's kind of as far as I can get it really. Right, let's go that way. It should be okay. Yeah, that's not showing up as a metal beam, I don't think. It just looks like one. Right, let's go. I didn't have the last one as high, to be fair, not that it really affects us. The lower centre of gravity is what makes this possible. Which I think is where the usefulness of this comes in. The lack of being able to turn the crane as much, and it can't carry as much weight-wise, it's not as good as some of the other cranes. But for this, because the lower centre of gravity, makes moving vehicles so much easier. It's not going to tip over, it will be very difficult to do so. So it's found its kind of niche spot for us really. That's the main vehicle to use when trying to just get rid of vehicles and we need to recycle. Right, that's 9. As I say, we need 13, so 2, each car's worth roughly 2. 2 more cars, and then that is enough beams. We can load them up here as well, I think. Hoping the heavy transport is enough to take them where we need to take them. It's going to depend whether it can get through some of the muddy areas, but we can always put it out if we need to from areas. Oh, I'm saying that, hang on, my maths is slightly out. We did need 13, but actually we need 14. The reason we were saying 13 was one was already in the production plant already, but that's now into the new total. So actually, we need 14 in total in the production plant. It's because I kept thinking, well, we've already got one in there, but actually, that's in the total now, isn't it? So, okay, let's bring this down. Next vehicle. I don't think we need to lift it as high as we just did, to be fair. As long as it's not scraping on the floor, that, we're fine. And to be fair, it hasn't really affected the speed of this either. So yeah, we're actually looking for 14 in the plant in total, because that one is now included. Obviously the only downside to this is visibility sometimes. Okay. What I need, so this should give us 11, I think. Maybe more actually. It's close to a 11. There we go. 3 more needed essentially. One more car will do 2. I don't know if we'll do 2 in a bit or not. Annoyingly, it'd be handy if it did. Although if we make 15 accidentally, we just won't use the one that's in storage, so it's not a massive issue. We go over. Because we're going to use the mobile base to take out the wood, we're just going to take out the extra beam on top. But it's not the end of the world if we don't need to. But we'll do the wood delivery last, because the space that's probably there. I think it's best taking the mobile base over last, I think. Right, there is 2 vehicles here, so if we need both, we need both at the end of the day. This is there's 3 main. For those who have just joined us, there's 3 main missions left. This is one, and then this should also start the final part of the story for this map as well. Hopefully, we thought we was doing that on Friday, but the mission we completed went into this one, so it didn't quite work the way we thought. It's not the end of the world. As I say, there's a chance we finish Kernel today, which is the map we're on, and the base game today. But if we don't, hopefully, fingers crossed, we can finish it on Wednesday. But we've got a decent amount of time this morning to try and get this done. If we need to extend a little bit because we're trying to finish off the mission to finish the map, we can extend a little bit, but not by too much. Hopefully, it's not required. But things like this will just take time, that's the thing. And getting vehicles to right places to do stuff. Right, that takes us to 13. We do need one more. I think we go and grab that vehicle, last vehicle, get that in here. That should even maybe take us to 15. We'll load them up on the heavy transporter and we'll take them to where we need to go. I don't think we need to unload them once there. I think we can if we want to, but I'm pretty sure they just need to be in the box. Although with that size, that vehicle may be better off unloading them, to be fair. We shall see. But that'll be the first part essentially done. The logs are simple, and it's just getting the mule and the boar onto the 2 different locations with the 3 different objects needed. You just kind of need to have a quick look to see how big they are ideally. Otherwise we could encounter a problem when we try and take them, but we'll see. I'm sure we can figure that out. Right, let's get this on. Last one that we need. And we've also found a really good use for this crane when it comes to picking up vehicles. You know, it can't carry the most weight or anything like that, but when it comes to carrying vehicles, I don't think there's anything else that comes close, to be fair. We'll lift up a bit more. And it is all down, so it's at lower center of gravity. Other vehicles, we've tried carrying these before, and other vehicles tip over so easily, as this doesn't. So we definitely found its niche, which is good. Every vehicle should have a use, bar the light transporter, which is just rubbish. There might be a use for it somewhere, but I'm yet to find it. Right, let's get this dropped off, and then we can get these loaded up. Exactly, 15. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll take all 15 out. Is the plan. I want this roughly over here, I think, for loading. So we'll take all 15 out, because we'll load the vehicle with all of them. And then hopefully we get them all out in one go. And we'll leave the one that's already in storage in storage. Not the end of the world. Okay, onto the crane. This doesn't have the best reach in the world, admittedly. But we can always move the other vehicle forward when we need to. My thinking was we just lay these across, essentially. Or we can... Okay, we may need to move the other vehicle. If I swap vehicle, this will drop this, admittedly. There you go. It needs to be further forward. If we want to lay them kind of lengthways, so I think is probably the better option, mainly because I strapped them down. So I'm not lifting it high enough, essentially, am I? There you go. Annoying when it gets stuck right under the side like that, because I'm dragging it over from where I am, that's the thing. Don't need to be brilliantly loaded. I think we'll get away with it quite well because of the way they are. I think it doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be perfect when it comes to loading it. As long as they're all strapped down, it's not an issue. Keep beeping the horn because you're pressing buttons too quickly. Happens all the time. Right, I want to get this one to the left here if we can. There we go. Just wanted that one because then we can move a bit closer. It's always weird driving the vehicle when you're in crane view still. Right, should be okay. So these don't have to be perfectly loaded, they should all fit and strapped down quite happily. We need to get a bit closer, I think, to actually make it a bit easier on ourselves. There you go, that should be better there. Not getting anywhere near high enough, hence why it's getting issues and getting stuck. More so not far enough forward, that'll do. Doesn't need to be perfect, they just need to be on board. And as long as they won't fall off, it's fine. This crane can't go much further left, that's why we're going to stay kind of in the position we are. Kind of, that's the max we can go that way. Oh, got my versing. So we'll get these other two on and then we'll have to turn it again, I think. Let's say, good for taking the broken cars and getting rid of those and scrapping those. Not brilliant at other things. But we have found its usefulness at least. We've got that one there, and then we've got 5 more to get on, and then we can get going. Right, I think we're going to need to kind of position ourselves differently here. Don't think we're going to get much reach out of this, are we? Maybe. Actually, reach is fine. Thought we may struggle for reach, but actually we're not. It's fine. You're gonna give me... Right. There we go. Gave it to me then. As I start moving, it gave it to me. Right, 3 left. Be interesting to see what, as the DLC is called Rebuild, it'd be interesting to see what it means by that. Because obviously we've rebuilt areas in the base game, so I'm curious to how what that kind of entails DLC wise. Okay. One more. Come on, give me that last one. I had it there as well. Last one. And then we'll strap them up. Hopefully they're fine strapped, which it should be. I don't think anything's ever fallen off once it's been strapped. As long as it says it's properly strapped, I don't think we've ever had an issue, in all honesty. Okay, move this out of the way. Stop vehicle. And then, can we strap our cargo? We can indeed. Cargo is strapped. Right, we need to get over to the geyser geothermal station over here, which is near logistics. Our best route from here is, I don't actually know, thinking about it, can go up and then to here, potentially, geothermal springs, and go that way, which may be a better option. Because then we don't need to come through here, this is the mud bit that potentially will cause us a problem. I think that might be the right way. If we come out of here, follow this route up here to just before the quarry and turn left. And then we can see the size of these two to decide what vehicle we're going to use as well. Probably our best option. Now I'm hoping this has enough of 15 metal beams are going to have some weight to them, so we could potentially have an issue along the way, but hopefully we will be alright. We can always use a different vehicle to pull us out if need be. The main thing, if we go this route, at least we can see what we're looking at object wise to deliver, just in case the mule and the boron aren't big enough, because that could potentially pose a problem. Although I'm thinking we're passing, could we get them on the back of this? We may need to smooth out what the metal beams are on there, but if we're passing the location for those, we get a crane there, smooth out the metal beams we've got on board already. Do we pick up the objects as well? And then we've only got to get a singular one from elsewhere. That may not be a bad shout. We'd have to obviously get a crane in position to unload, but that might, we'll have a look and see if that's doable. But that sounds like that might be the better option, to be fair. I don't know if the tank crane would be the right crane, depending on the size of them as well. We'll have to smooth out these metal beams, which is doable, but it would save us bringing a different vehicle out just to pick them up, depending on what size they are, obviously. You caught up on the rocks there. Right, we're not turning left yet. But yeah, I think that might be the right thing to do. Thanks for the like, it was much appreciated. Don't think I've said thank you for that one. But yeah, that might be the right thing to do. Pick up and take them all in one go. Save us bring another vehicle out. It's just going to depend on what size they are, more than anything else. This really does lack power. But what its job is, as a heavy transporter, Just lacks that. It's not even power. I think it just lacks torque. Once you put anything on the back, it just struggles so much. Definitely needs more to it. Some of it is driving, like taking the corner too tightly and things like that, admittedly. Not all of it is. Right, what we're after is over there. Left-hand turn coming up in a minute, I believe. Gone nice and wide to allow the trailer to come round. Although even doing that, no, it should be alright. It's just struggling a little bit with traction, I believe. Although this road is quite a solid track, it's not a road, it's a track. It's still loose. It's just not wet and loose. It sounds really wrong, I know. It's not the way I meant it. Although here comes the rain, so that's not going to help. Is it the left turn? Hang on a second. That's the left turn. And annoyingly, it's surrounded full of rocks. I wasn't expecting that, to be fair. I didn't know that was a route that we haven't really used. Right, we might as well attempt trying to get through. Might be able to push the rocks out of the way potentially. Or we get stuck on the rocks. I don't know. Come on. Be good. Then we're getting stuck on the rocks. Because our back wheels aren't on anything. Yeah, we're not moving. Okay. Not the end of the world, because we need a crane over here anyway. Hang on. That's... How many heavy transporters have we got? That must be a rusty version. Yeah, so we had a rusty transporter out for some reason. I don't know why. We need a crane here anyway. Have we got one locally? Sand. Asphalt. I thought we must have had one here, to be fair. Not seeing one though, annoyingly. Ah, we have got one there, but we actually need that there for unloading, so that's no point taking that one. We either use the tank crane again. I don't see why not, to be fair. What we can see on here, there's two boxes essentially to pick up. I think we go and quickly grab. Although let's quickly jump on this. We basically just got to try and push a heavy transporter through where it is. So this is probably one of the worst vehicles, along with the Wayfarer. I haven't really found a proper use for it that works. As a light transporter, it doesn't really do the job, admittedly. So let's just see if we can push that. We still need a crane there. We might still need the tank, to be fair. But I want to try and at least get the heavy transporter through. I didn't know the rusty transport was there, to be fair. There it is. Now the other thing is we can winch it, essentially. We can get this over, we can winch it and tow it forward if we can get past. Am I going to get past? No, okay. So if we can quickly go up a ledge maybe. Don't tell me I've got two vehicles stuck. Yeah, I'm doing really well today. Yeah, I'm not getting through. Come on. Where are we getting stuck? We're just catching on now, aren't we? Should have got to try and go on above it first. Can't get the traction now. There we go. Right, I just want to go up the rocks to our left if we can. and then we can try and winch it forward from here. If I tip this over, that would be bad news. Don't do it. No! Yeah, that wasn't quite what I wanted. Yeah, okay. Can't use the... can we use the winch? I can actually winch to a rock. Does the winch work? It does work. Okay. So if the winch works when we're on our side... Obviously we need to find a way of turning over. Although we could just go and grab the crane rather than messing around, to be fair. Let's see if it's... Trying to get taken us the wrong way, isn't it? I was hoping that we'd be able to just get something. Yeah, I can't get a point on there. Oh, we are, actually, we're on. May have solved the issue. Obviously, we're now in the way. Okay, swapped heavy transporter. What we're going to do is now get past that light transporter there. Don't need it, so I'm not too worried about knocking it over. My plan is just to get past it. There we go. The light transporter did help. Sacrificed itself for us to carry on. Right, we do still need a crane here, annoyingly. And there's not one locally, I don't think. Right, let's have a look at what we're picking up first and foremost. I think they're just normal small boxes. Yeah. So, if we can stack the beams up better, I think we can get those on board too. I just need a crane, and it's where to bring them from. I might just do it from here, you know. I think that'd be our best option. More for speed is what I'm thinking. So, garage. Let's go across the cranes, not in the shop. Heavy crane, you're already out and about. You're out and about, although... I'm trying to think where you are. That's... Oh, I know where that is. Let's retain that. Deploy. So, we'll drive this to where we are with the heavy transporter. Sort out the beams load and just make it splatter. And then potentially we put these two boxes on top of the beams. Once we've got a flat surface to lay them on, I think we're fine. And then we can get those all delivered. We'll get them in the area we need them. And then we'll go and grab the mule or the Voron, pick up the other object, take that to the same location, and then we'll take the mobile base there as well to deliver the logs, and then we should be able to get everything off and done in one go. That's the plan. I do like enjoying using. I do like enjoying. That makes no sense. I do enjoy using vehicles we don't use very often, to be fair. Hence using this instead of a heavy crane. With the job we're doing, it'd be absolutely fine. It might be a little bit slower maybe than other vehicles, but other than that, it's nice to use something different. I'm curious to what the last two missions are going to be for this map. I bet they're quite long-winded and require quite a bit to be done. It's not going to be simple, I'm sure. To be fair, this map itself hasn't caused us too many problems. So I think the hardest part with this map is the fact that you need to put so many roads down so you can get the convoys complete and get around yourself a lot of the time. So that's what takes the time, is the amount of roads you need to build. But you don't have to do those, admittedly. But to make our life easier and the convoys actually do what they need to do, putting the roads down did make a massive difference. Maybe I should have got a faster crane. Is anyone looking forward to the new Pokemon game that comes out on Thursday? I pre-ordered it for my boy. He really loves Pokemon. So do I, to be fair. I'll be playing that thing on the Switch. So we're just going to keep following this road down, and then we're there basically. Closer than it looks, to be honest. Yeah, Legends ZA is out on Thursday. He's annoyed because obviously he's at school, so he can't play until he gets home. And then it will only be until dinner, and then he won't be allowed on it for the rest of the evening. We don't allow him on in the evenings after dinner, so. So yeah, we'll start by flattening the beams on the heavy transporter, and then we'll get these boxes loaded on. And then it is a road all the way, so we shouldn't have any issues to get in there where we're going, to be fair. Just need to flatten out these beams, really. Right, let's just swap transporter. I want to move it slightly forward. And then we need to unstrap. Right, may need to take some of these off just to flatten them out, I think. As I was saying that, I should just be able to move this one to the edge. It's a lot easier to see sometimes from above, but judging distance can be tricky. Right, that's on an edge there. And then we've got this one here that's slightly over. Is that... Oh, that's kind of an angle, isn't it? Just needs to go to the left, that one, to be fair. Okay, we're doing quite good the way I wanted to. I didn't realise there was still a vehicle delivering. Don't hit me, don't hit me. Right, it should be okay. Where are you delivering to? Oh, it's ghosted, it should be fine. Thought for a minute we were going to have an issue. Obviously we're not getting rewards from that anymore, but it still delivers. Until it fails, it will keep going. Right, I just need to get it over this other side of this one. And then put it on. That should be on. There we go. This one I thought was in the right position is actually a little bit too far forward, and now he's at an angle because of that. Give me the one I want. There we go. Just need to move this one a little bit to the left. Just see it's riding up a little bit because of where it was. And then we're just going to flatten out a couple more, and then I think we can get boxes on board. Should be fine there. There's one there we want to move. Can't get to one side of it because of this one over here. You're going to give me the one I want. That's the one I want. Okay. Can't really flatten this one out at the minute. Let's just chuck it on the floor for a minute. So these ones here trying to cause us the issue at the minute. Let's move that. Right, this one here can go in the middle. So we can get to it. There we go. Chuck this in the middle. Just that. Just needs to knock the other one across a little bit. No. Won't do that. Just thought we could get that in the middle, but actually it's going to ride up a little bit. Although, them boxes are still going to be on there okay, I think, even if there is a bit of a unevenness in areas. I don't think it's going to be that end of the world. Obviously, if they're flat, it makes life a little bit easier, but not the end of the world, I'm sure. Okay. You go back up there. So we move this one here. Give me the one I want. The annoying thing is not always giving you the one you want. Let's do that way. Let's find that. I might be being a bit too, what's the word for this? I might be doing too much here and I don't really need to be fair. I probably could put them on as they are and actually they'll stay on fine. She wants strapped anyway. There we go. Right, 2 more to put on and then we'll stop and grab the boxes. I'm probably messing with this far too much for what we need. In all honesty. Similar to the other one we put over here, this way. I think we'll put this one up there as well. Come that way. 5 of them wide. Come on. Where's your towels? There we go. Last one, and then we'll grab the boxes. I am being a bit too... what's the word I'm after? There's a word that I really can't think of. Yeah, we don't need to be this dramatic about it, I don't think. There we go. Right. Let's go and get these boxes. And we'll put those on as well. That way. There we go. First one. Like I say, once they're strapped, we should have no issues really with them. Other than smashing it into the building, obviously. Okay. I want to go over this side, I think. Trying to drive on crane cam is a little bit annoying, but those keep some cameras around. Right, turn that up a little bit towards us and down. There. So, okay, I didn't mean. Well, I don't know why it swung that way then. Just want to go down. That's actually further than you think, isn't it? Right, last one to go and grab, and then we should be able to get there in one piece. I think I was being a bit too overly cautious with the beams, to be fair. I don't think it was really needed, in all honesty. I'll swing this round to a straight. It's easier to drive when you've got a straight bit there. So this can go on the beams, I think. Here. The ones you've got going the other direction. Okay, it's on. Stay. Right, if we move back, we can then swap and we should be able to strap down. Is that all cargo strapped? It is indeed. We're good to go. Right. So from here, we go back into this the hot springs, follow the road down. Annoyingly, could potentially come face to face with that. That'll be a problem. Come down here, head through, hit logistics, over this way, and that's where we're going to go to. And then we need to grab the mule or the Voron to go and grab the final object, and then we're basically done. We're just going to get it all unloaded and sorted. Right, we're going to try and avoid this if we can. Don't want to crash into it, but it also won't stop if it hits us. Okay, we've got away with there. I want to get this through this bit of road before that then restarts again, because otherwise we'll have a head on with it, which I really don't want. This isn't the weight on the back, this thing's going pretty quick. Suddenly you've got decided to have a rocket inside it or something. It's not, I'm sure it's not normally this quick. Must be a smooth tarmac asphalt they've put down. Made it so much quicker suddenly. It's weird. With all that weight you'd think it'd really struggle. Never normally this nimble. Right, here we are. Logistics. Okay, again, we could hit from face to face that vehicle at any moment. Although if it fails, it fails. Because we've already got all the rewards, it doesn't matter. It's rather it not crash into us. Okay, taking a right here, which is, I think this is where it's actually coming from. We're driving straight towards where it's coming from. So there is a chance we can smash into it. Oh, there it is. I don't know if we can get past this, but I'm going to stop and wait. And there's no point trying to force a way past. Although, is it going to hit us? Yeah. There we go, failed. It's fine. As I say, all the rewards are already gained, so failing it doesn't matter. All it does is stop it. We can't restart it either, because it's done. So it's not on the infrastructure list, because it's already completed fully. So we can't restart it. It just means it's out of our way, essentially. Right, we just need to squeeze past this. We'll be using this in a minute to pull out the wood. We'll wait for that. So after we had to build a massive bridge just to get across there to replace the pipe. Good use of the concrete, I'm sure. Right, there is a big crane here as well, ready to unload when we need to. I think the beams just need driving into the zone and staying there. They'll actually need to be unloaded. Although because the vehicle we're using may need to unload them. I think we might be too long. We shall see. Why are we suddenly struggling getting up the hill? This thing was doing really well until suddenly it can't get up a hill. It's weird, isn't it? There is a lot of weight on the back, so maybe it's finally realised there's a bit of weight on the back. In fact, I think we can park in that zone. The only downside would be the wood. Obviously we need to get the logs out. I don't know if they disappear once unloaded. Sometimes they do, sometimes they wait, and you have to manually finish off the mission. They may... I'm going to unstrap and just see if they disappear. I don't think they do, looking at that. No, they don't manually disappear. You need to be in the zone with them, essentially, and that's it. Right, so that's there. Don't need to do anything else with that. We do need to unload it in due course. We'll hold off a second. We've got one more object to pick up, which is all the way over here. We have a base nearby. So we're just going to pull out the mule or the Voron, doesn't matter which one. Go and grab that and deliver it when we need. That will do. So we go and grab whatever this is, and then we got to deliver it the same place, and then we'll get the two other boxes unloaded, and then we've got to also then get the logs there, which will take a second because we've got the vehicle that can deliver them. The mobile base can do it automatically. I'm only hoping we don't need any more logs for the last two missions for this map, because that could be a potential problem. Although we can buy them, to be fair. Right. Oh, it's this crate here, isn't it? I swear that crate over there, we'll have to deliver that at some point. I'm pretty sure. Just seems a bit weird. It's there. It's a normal crate we'd deliver. But I've got a feeling we will need to do that one at some point. We just don't know when. Right, we'll get this one loaded on the back, and then we'll get to where we need to go. And then it's just a case of unloading these in the right place there. Does fit in just. Come on. I'm on you flat just to avoid any problems. There we go. Anchor's up. Right, what's the best route from here? Probably this way. It's quite a long way. Is it that way? I think that is probably our best route. The only problem is the mud bit here, but other than that, I think that's probably our best route, to be fair. It's a bit of a distance, admittedly, but nothing we haven't done before. And the Vaughan is actually really good with anything on the back, so yeah, let's head there, get this in position. We can even unload this one properly, maybe unload the other two before we go and get the mobile base there. It's a case of just dropping off the wood in the same bit and then job done. And the geyser station will be fully complete and we get to see what the final two missions are. That's the hope and the plan. How are we doing for time? 3.5 hour stream with an hour and a half in, but 2 hours to see if we can finish the base game today. Still doable. Just going to depend on what the final two missions entail, that's the thing. They may be really simple, to be fair, I don't know. Wouldn't like to guess it at this point. But this map it's caused us problems, but only because logistically we needed to get around problems like putting roads down and things. And getting that one pipe done when we had to build the concrete bridge across the water just to get it done. That was a bit frustrating, but we did it in the end. But yeah, if it needs logs, we either buy the logs ourselves, or we find the 1 or 2 trees that are actually around the map. There are some loose logs in places, but I think we might be able to just buying them, to be fair. It's going to take, if we need that many, it would save us a massive amount of time. We'll see how we go. Right, I think we're turning off here. Yeah, turn off here, follow this round, take a right, follow this, over the bridges, past the scrapyard, and nearly there. These roads are getting more and more degraded the more we use them as well, to be fair. I'm amazed we haven't needed to tarmac this road, to be honest. I think obviously if we had a convoy coming this way, we wouldn't have a choice. But it's only because we haven't had a convoy come this way, I think we've got away with it. Say that. Come on. Struggling with traction a little bit. I'll put low gear on just to help us. We haven't stopped though. The thing is, it was always moving all the way through, so I didn't think we'd actually be fully stuck at any point. Just because we were always moving forward, albeit slowly. When you can't move, that's when you know you've got a problem. Right. Go. That's probably the worst part, other than the entrance to logistics itself. And then it's just working out which slot this goes in. I think they're all the same, these 3 objects. So it may not matter which goes in where. They're all next to each other as well. So it shouldn't matter which one goes where, but we'll check just in case. Scrapyard on our right, bridge is just here. And then we should be on the bit to the logistics, which is just ahead of us there. So, too busy looking forward and not actually where it's going. This is the muddy bit coming up now, which could slow us down. Although it's not looking too bad, to be fair. Had a lot worse. Say that as we hit it at full speed there. Trying to stay on the big thick bit of mud in the middle really, as we gain the traction better there. There we go. Great. So head left at the sand and up the hill, and we're there. And then we can drop this off. We get the other two off as well. We might as well use this crane. I don't see the point in dragging the big crane from nearby to there. And we can just use the crane on this to actually unload them all three. We knew this mission would take some time, as the third of the 3 missions needed. And it's taken us nearly an hour and a half so far. But it was the making the pipes that took time, getting the metal there, loading and unloading. That's taken a bit of time, to be fair. Okay, and we'll double check where this one's going. And the best way to do it is now, before we get too close to the other two. I just want to make sure we get it. In case there isn't order to them. So that's that one. That one. So our one is the first, closest one. Is one we currently have on board. Right, let's get this in position. We could bring the big crane over, but there's not much point, to be fair. It's one. So, the second one on the back there, where does that one go? So that's the one there is far side. So the middle one is far side. I've got a handbrake on, no wonder we're not moving. Give me the... Am I not high enough? Just want the big thing. Give me the big thing. There we go. Finally. Okay. Still going to be... Take anchors off. Can we drive with this thing is the question. Anchors on. We can't. It's too heavy for us to try and just drive it as is. What we'll do is we'll just put it on the bed. Doesn't matter how it's on there, as long as it's flat. Crane can stay attached. And just drive forward. And then it's going in that fast slot. Swing it around to that side. Get up high would help. I haven't actually put anchors down there, to be fair. Right, let's reverse back, grab the last one, and then it's just wood, which we'll do in a second. Definitely better picking these up with anchors. Missed it. Press the swap up button too many times sometimes. There we go. Right, when the metal beams stay where they are, if they're already in position, we just need to get the logs roughly in the same place. Okay, I swung out a bit more than I thought there. Obviously wasn't down enough. Is that going to be in the way? No, it's fine. There we go. Right, that's that one done. So, last thing we need now is logs. So for that, we can actually use our mobile base just here and pull them in there. Obviously, we need to get this turned. And we'll try and get them in the zone already, just to save us the hassle having to manually move them, but we may not get away with all of it. We may need to manually move a couple in, potentially. Turning this thing is not easy, I must admit. But no turning circle, which is half the issue. Come on, turn to the left. Left. I am steering full left at this point. Doesn't like going left. Okay. As I say, this is the third of the final 3 missions needed. First of the final 3 missions needed. And this will rebuild the geyser station here once we've got everything in place. Now the only issue is there room for us to stick this nearby to do it? I don't know whether I should try and manoeuvre that more, to be fair. It doesn't matter, I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay, mobile base function, activate resource zone. No, wrong button. Resource zones. Where are they? Okay, so it's on the other side, so we need to turn round. Deactivate. So yeah, this needs to turn round. I kind of want them so it's near enough in the same space we're delivering in, so we can just activate and grab the amount that way. We may need to then manoeuvre them a little bit to get in the zone. Just need some turning circles. Come on. Cannot believe that's full lock. Turning circles are horrendous. Well, they're saying that actually, it's on tracks. Does this not turn on itself? No. Because of the trailer, it can't turn on itself as other track vehicles can. Right, we need to try and get the resource zone that unloads as far in as we can. Because as long as it's in that zone, it will count. It doesn't matter if this thing's blocking it, it will just load. I think it will just go on top. So, stop there a second. Let's try this. Resource zones. Activate. It doesn't like it. I think it's because the vehicle's there. No, it doesn't. It really doesn't like it. Okay, what we could try quickly doing. I've already turned around now. I'm not going to try and turn around again. Is get this in a better position. I am rubbish at reversing this, admittedly, but I'm just thinking maybe we can get this in a better position, and then that will give us the resource zones there. Come on. I think we just need to be further along. No, wrong way, wrong way. I'm rubbish at this. Although we're there, just wanted to be further in so then the resource zones can activate. Hopefully. Well, they just work. Right, 15 of those in place. Can we now activate these zones? Let's reverse back a little bit. It's not really not liking it, is it? Okay. If it's saying we're too close potentially, I think we just come out slightly. I was just trying to avoid having to manually load these in, but I still may have to. There we go. Okay. Oh, that's annoying because it's in the zone. It's actually just taken away one of. It's still saying 15 steel beams. That's weird. Okay, I don't know why it's still saying, because we just saw one get swallowed up. Right, I need to be in the area to actually activate this to unload. Resource storage. Logs. And then that's saying, okay, 2 steel beams, and then the 10 logs. Okay, it's saying they're not all in place. So I need to quickly swap to this, get rid of that zone. There we go. So we are going to need to move them just to get them into the zone more. So it's not happy with them being where they are. Just going to try and potentially push them forward if we can. Although we may need to crane them in, maybe. It's saying only one is being counted currently. I think the majority of them is still out, isn't it? That's why. Right, I think we're better off just craning these. Rather than all the messing around. We just need to chuck them in a little bit closer. That's all we need to do. As I say, we're close to being done. There's no point really messing around here if we don't have to. Just needs to be more in the zone. If we do it that way. Does that count? Still not counting them. That's weird. It's not counting these either yet. And now it's counting some of the logs. That does count that now. Okay, look, that's counting the metal beam at least. Just need to be more in the zone, don't they? I wonder if it's not counting because they're on top of other things. Hasn't quite worked out the way I'd hoped, to be fair. I thought we'd just get them kind of where they are and then be done with it, but no. It's now saying 4 count. There's definitely 10 logs here. It's just getting them in a position where it's happy to say they're there. I think on top of each other potentially is a problem. Let's try and quickly move these over here. This shouldn't be that difficult to do. Right, let's count as 5 now. So I think it is these ones here that's the problem. Let's get count as 6. Seven. Should be number 8. Yeah. So I think it's this one here. We can get onto that again. Come on. Give me the log. That one. That's 9. So I think it's that far one now that's the issue. And that's it. There we go. There we go, mission complete. Crisis averted, or so it would seem. Geyser station is now rebuilt. Goal complete, play for time. So we've now got 2 missions remaining to finish off the base game. Oh no, we don't. Is that it? We got credits. There were still missions remaining.
Hey, looks like we're all done here, don't it? Not sure about you, but I am definitely requesting that vacation. This time we definitely earned it. Wait a minute. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? What was that truck doing there, huh? And why'd hightail it like that? I knew it. I just checked the hot springs telemetry, and it looks like the station's black box isn't there. I bet someone doesn't want a proper investigation of the incident real bad. Well, they crossed the wrong people here.
Our vehicle's been knocked over. It's not over. And look, we had credits coming, so I thought we went done, essentially. So what do we need to do now? Find the black box of the accident records. Okay. Where are we going for that? Somewhere in that location is the black box of the accident records. Okay. So we need to get to there. We've got a vehicle here, to be fair. I don't know if once we find it we need to move it or not. I don't know. Our nearest vehicle, though, is there. It's going to be an off-road vehicle, isn't it, I think? Is there anywhere that we can see where this black box will be just by looking on the map? Because sometimes you can spot it before you actually get there. A scout vehicle probably would be best because we can scan, to be fair. No, I can't see anything. But this is... So, we know we've got 2 missions left. I did wonder why the credits were rolling, to be fair. But it looks we have still got 2 missions. Let's grab our Malamute and head over there and see if we can find this black box then. We're a little bit beached, aren't we? Come on. Did we actually leave this beach like that? Wow. That's a big rock. I did not think we left this beached. It's not really the way to leave a vehicle, is it? There we go. Right, well, black box it is. Someone's decided they don't want an investigation into what happened here, so we're going to go and find this black box. Kind of a different kind of mission, to be fair. We've had missions to find things, but not with a little bit of story like this on board as well. Just wondering, is this crossable? I think it is. Probably so I didn't go too deep and drown the vehicle. It is deep. We're okay though. Okay, we'll head into the zone and we'll scan. I've got no real inclination on where this is going to be. So, no, most of the time we can kind of hazard a guess, but it's quite a big area. I'm hoping we don't need to bring it back with us, although we could drag it, I suppose. Hang on. Is there something over there? Is that just the edge? It looked like there was something over here. Don't know. Potentially there might be. Scan isn't revealing anything at the minute. There's something yellow over there is making me think it's that. I know it says black box, but black boxes aren't necessarily black. In aeroplanes they can be red. What's the better though? Once we find the object, we need to get the object out of here. Is that there? Or is that something? Is that just? I think it's just where the line is. To be fair. Yeah, I don't think that's anything. Okay, well nothing's showing up here. There's a scanner, which means it's going to be over this far side. I'm glad the Malamute was nearby, to be fair. Not seeing anything. Scan isn't showing anything either. Okay. I'm not seeing it. There's nothing I would say looks like it could be what we're looking for. I don't even... Hang on. There it is. I think it's there. It's a box. I think he's over there in that corner. Let's go and see if that is what we're looking for. We're just looking for something box shaped essentially. But I'd say it's there. So we need to head across here. My thinking is there. So right in that corner. So straight from where we are now essentially. Still scan just to see if anything else will show up. I think that's where it is. There we go. Return. Ah, I knew we was going to have to return it.
So, it looks like Lady Luck herself is on our side this time. That truck didn't get too far, and the black box is still inside. Serves them right, I say. We still have to fish it out of the drink, though.
Now, I think we can drag it with us to a degree. Where do we need to get it back to? Over here. Yeah, I think we can drag it to a degree, but we won't be able to get it all the way there, I don't think. By dragging it, to be honest. Just because it'll end up getting snagged on things if we're not careful. If we can get it to a location where we can just pick it up, that would be ideal. So something like over here would be brilliant, I think. We'll see if we can winch it first, and if we can, we'll try and get it over there. And then we can put a vehicle out and pick it up properly. I don't know how easy this will winch though. Either that, or we'll have to get a vehicle from a harbour base to come out and do it. It's quite deep here actually. Okay, we've got it. Let's pull it to us. So I don't know how easy this will winch around. It's how it's going to go on the ground, because obviously it's going to still be on the ground no matter what. I think we might be okay pulling it though. Okay, so we want to try and get over here, because then we can get a vehicle out to come and grab it through here. Yeah, that looks doable. And for that, we need to just follow this track a little bit and then to the right. By the looks of things. We're trying to get snagged on rocks if we can avoid it. According to the map, there's a trail here, but I can't quite see the trail. But then we'll call the mule or the Voron out to take it. I could drag it all the way, to be honest. The way it's going, I think we could just drag it. There might not be much of the black box left by the time we get done. I'm thinking of dragging it all the way there, to be fair. Say get another vehicle out. We can get onto the road. It'll be a straightforward, I think, doing it. Of course, there's a few slowing us down a little bit, but other than that, the road's here. If we don't need to call a different vehicle, then there's no point. See how it goes on the road here. It drags okay. We're fine. It does drag absolutely better. It's even better on the road. Right, we're going to drive it all the way there ourselves. There's no point picking another vehicle out. We just do it like this. So, Hot Springs is where we're going. This potentially could be the penultimate mission. It depends if there's more parts of this mission once it's done. And we won't know that until we get this delivered. But this potentially could be the penultimate mission for the map. It was weird the credits were rolling, unless that's meant to be the false sense of security bit. You know, credits rolling, you think you're done. Someone drives off with a black box, which is the record of what happened here. Because of the, I think it was fracking or drilling that caused the issues here. So yeah, I wonder if the credits are just that false sense of security thinking you're done. Despite you know how many missions are remaining. Otherwise, why were the credits playing at that point? It's the only thing I can think of, to be fair. Right, just around the corner, we should be just up there. Yeah, it was definitely a good idea not to use one of the vehicles to do this. Hasn't slowed us down really. Right, we are here. Where's this need putting? Oh, there, okay. I will need to drive. So that is the only issue with this winch, because obviously I've got to get it in position. Oh, there we go. It's saying it's in position there. Alright, yeah, there we go. Is that it? No. There we go. Ground Zero trophy achieved. Don't know what that trophy is for. The plot thickens, goal complete. Was that only one mission?
I'm sorry, partner. They just took your catch, brought all the king's horses to take one little black box. You know, it's just too bad that I backed up on the contents from the black box. So I think now's a good time to go ahead with that plan. Besides, I could really use that vacation.
And now the credits roll.
That's a nice catch you out there. Looking at the data, I have no idea what it means yet. But how about we make it public? You know, like uploading it to a server or Twitter.
She wants to go public
Then
what
releasing
happened
the
here.
password on a public forum, because whatever it is, it's going to lead to some inconvenient questions for some inconvenient people. And I don't know about you, but I love nothing more than making the bigwigs feel inconvenienced. What do you say? Oh, for crying out loud!
Okay. The trophy achieved Ground Zero. The trophy was for investigating the geothermal plant failure. They're coming to get the black box, is that what that is? I can speed it up, but I kind of want to see what happens. But yeah, I think that's the base game done. I swear there was one more mission remaining. Unless the two parts of that one mission was two separate missions, potentially. Okay, but there's nothing else to see here other than credits. I can dismiss him, actually, rather than speed up. Job done. All goals complete. The road ahead looks uncertain, maybe even daunting, but that's part of the job. We take the heavy with the hope, the duty with the dignity. It's our burden to bear, and our privilege to pursue whatever lies ahead beyond. You've completed the primary goals of the main campaign, explore and finish side activities, search for hidden achievements, or replay your favourite maps, or resetting the map progress in the map selection menu. Thank you for playing. Nice. So you can actually replay the maps and change the settings, because they added in later on difficulty settings that weren't there when we started, like fuel, damage, stuff like that. So none of the modifiers were there when we started the game. They were added in later. So if you wanted to make it harder for yourself, you could go back and change the settings to have damage on and stuff. Replaying the story is never my kind of thing. But just to confirm, that is Kernel 100% complete. I thought it was still another mission to go, but obviously not. 17 of 17 infrastructures, which we've done before today. 33 of 33 completed objectives, and 9 of 9 side objectives. So, Kernel is done. We can now begin the DLC rebuild expansion. Now we've finished all the base game 100%. I just want to double check a couple of things. So, all infrastructure is done there. So, there are some infrastructure requests still to do on this map, but actually it doesn't count towards 100% of the map, the infrastructure. 12, it says 12 or 22 there, so there's 10 more infrastructure there. That needs 7 more. The only thing that's counts 100% is actually the objectives and side objectives. That's fully done. Sojourn is fully done. Sand swept. 12 infrastructure requests. Wow. So there is still stuff to do if I wanted to go back. Before we start DLC, let's have a look to see if Platinum is doable. Now, that will depend on the trophies. Let's have a quick look. So we are currently 60% done with trophies, 24, 44 available. Obviously, the main one to minus out the 44 is the Platinum itself. So we are 19 trophies away. It's quite a lot. So visit all the rest spots on Deluge. Deluge was a map we really didn't enjoy. To boldly go, travel 5,000 kilometers. Purchase 25 resources from Construction Depot. That's quite an easy one, to be fair. We didn't buy or sell anything, I don't think, from construction. Sell 50 resources. There we go. Sell 50. Thoroughly make sure all geysers are indeed geysers on Kernel. So on Kernel, drive to all the geysers and make sure they actually are geysers. SOS, find all the ships thrown ashore on Aftermath. Witness Me is the actual Platinum. Not in vain, revisit the facilities you worked with on Aftermath. So revisit them. Okay. Fully drain all rewards on the route to the castle on Sunkern. That was the route. That was a pain. Perform an insane jump in Jungle Air on Sojourn. Ruin the Orange Harvest on Sojourn. Find a well with unusual properties on Sojourn. Ruin a beautiful thing on Kernel. you monster. Find and sell all toy vehicles. Wow, that will take time. Visit the Sabertooth Island on Sunkern. What else? Find a future reference on Deluge. I'm not saying we're going to do the platinum, I'm just looking. You want a rock? Don't know what that is. I do hear a distant screaming. Don't know what that is either. That sure was a leap. No idea what that is. And finally, feel the need to refuel. Don't know what that is either. So, with 19 trophies to do, the hardest ones I think would be the time-consuming ones would be the resources to buy and sell. Also, find and sell all toy vehicles would also take quite a long time. And then I would say plus the rewards to the castle on Sunkern again would take a long time. So looking at that currently, I don't see the need to go for platinum. We are trying to achieve a 20 channel platinum with Assassin's Creed Shadows, which I still need to do in my own time because we didn't quite finish it on stream, and it's not worth a whole stream just for what we need to do. But yeah, I don't think it's worth the platinum. Maybe we come back and do it in the future. We'll see. But let's move on today. We've still got an hour and a half of the stream remaining. Let's start the DLC. Let's have a look at the rebuild expansion. We've got Contamination and Washout. Might as well do the nearest one first. I've no idea what these are going to contain. So we don't know how many missions there are because we haven't started it as of yet. The train was transporting chemicals when sudden seismic activity led to a soil collapse. The subsequent hazardous spill threatens the environment in the area, and your task is mitigating the damage. This mission involves both direct intervention, like scouting and removing chemical waste. Wow, okay. And indirect assistance with the water purification process. The main thing we want to look at is new vehicles. Now we can use them in the DLC. That includes the different version of the mule and the 2 bridge vehicles as well. But let's start the DLC. Let's start with the first map, which is Contamination. And let's see what we need to do. We need to pick a starting scout vehicle for this. I don't think it really matters which one. To be fair, I should have brought the new one, to be fair, at this point, but we didn't. Let's go in with the Carillion. It's obviously, I think it's probably best as it's tracked. So let's take that one as our go-to starter vehicle. I'm assuming all the vehicles we've already brought and unlocked in the base game are available for this, which we'll find out in due course, I'm sure. And we'll find out if we picked the wrong scout. But interesting to see how we're going to decontaminate the place. And how that story then develops. And how many missions there are as well, to be fair. Let's see. Is it going to be a wet map? I think it's not sandy. Lots of trees. It's actually not wet, to be fair. But it isn't currently anyway. Yeah, definitely not sandy. Lots of wood. There's some wood we can't utilise, but it's there. Is that an up and down bridge? I think it is. And there's our starting place, overlooking the river by the looks of it, and the bridge. Okay. To be fair, I'd say to start with, that looks like a really cool rock to kind of sit at the top of and look around. I don't know actually. Well, before we move off, is there different trophies for the DLC? There's one thing I didn't look at, to be fair. No, just one trophy list. Okay, interesting. So we can see a bridge to our left, big wide open there. This is the tunnel there. There we go, Northern Tunnel. And we are heading currently over here. Well, let's make our way that way then. And see what we see. If it's all roads all the way there, we definitely didn't need this. Oh, looking at that, look. There's already some of the seismic activity has caused issue there. So, I think we need to go up. Yeah, so straight away there's a mission there. Find and deliver the case. And there's so the meeting bot is the main mission. This one is find and deliver the case. Oh, it's actually going where we're going. Okay, so we might as well see if we can find this case then and tow it out. and we'll take it to where we're going as well then. Do 2 missions at once. What we can do is winch things out. So pull the vehicle out. There must be a case underneath, I'm assuming, everything else. That car was definitely badly hit when the rubble come down. Not seeing a case though. Why is the vehicle moving? A mind of its own. Right, let's move this out of the way. Decided to have a mind of its own and start driving itself. Is it going to stay there this time? To be fair, me nudging it probably didn't help. Let's nudge it this way. Okay, can we see a case anywhere? See if it shows up. It's underneath the rocks, isn't it? Changed accidentally there. Let's move this rock out of the way. I think it's under. It's either in the truck. I think. Looking at that. Yeah, I think the case is in the back of that truck. The one that's still buried. Okay, can't pull that. There we go, there's the truck itself that we're pulling. I believe that is the case. There we go. Right, we have the case. Obviously we need to get it to where we're going. What do we need to do? We need to turn round. And we'll chuck it on the back, like we did the previous map, to be fair. There we go. Right, we need to find a way round this rubble. We could potentially drive over it, but definitely not going round though, I don't think. It looks on the map. The map actually makes it look like you can drive around, but actually if you look, you can't. What I could do is just pull more of the rocks out of the way, to be fair, and get away through that way. Which might be the better option, to be honest. We'll have to leave this on the floor, but if it's behind us, it's easy to then quickly re-winch it when we need to. So let's detach the box at the minute. We obviously need to get a way through here. Doing 2 rocks at once, I didn't like that very much. Just trying to figure out where we're going to put stuff. Kind of need to winch them over this way, really. And that will then potentially get them out of our way. Or we just find a route through. Come on. Probably quicker than dragging it, to be fair. Yeah, probably a lot quicker dragging it. The worst thing is actually getting through, I think, more than anything else. Although I wonder if we could just drive over, since we've got tracks. Although actually seeing what we're doing there, that's not a good thing. I did wonder if we could just drive over it all, but I don't think we can. Right, what about we grab the vehicle out, Too much weight still on it. We want to grab. Come on, give me another point of access. I think if we get that vehicle out, we've got a way through essentially. Come on. Because I've gone onto a rock as well, that's the thing. It's actually stuck on that rock there, it is, isn't it? What I'm trying to do is pull it out. Can't get to that rock that's next to it, won't give me a winch point on it. There we go. I need to get higher on the vehicle. Oh, it's stuck there now, isn't it? I managed to move the rock a little bit there. There we go. Come on. I think that if we can get this vehicle out of the way, we can then go straight over. Top of the vehicle there. So we just need to get this vehicle out of the way a bit more. We swap down to a lower bit. There we go. Come on. A little bit more. We may need to come back and clear this properly in due course, to be fair. But at the minute we just need to get through. If I stop with it, it's going to keep moving, isn't it? Right. Because I'm caught on the barrier. Not happy about that. Can't actually move any further. Is it going to stop there? No. Right, keep dragging that. I need it to stay where it's going to stay. I don't want it to move once we've got it there. Let's see if it stops there. No. I can see it's rolling forward no matter where I leave it. I just need it out of my way. Right, check over this way. Hopefully it'll stop still. There we go. Right, we'll grab the case and I think we can get over the rocks. I don't think we need to clear any more. Because we've got tracks, it should be okay to do so. I'll say that now, we shall see. Obviously you don't want to leave the case behind. We'll put it a lot closer to us. My concern is obviously you getting caught on the rocks. So the closer it is, the easier it is for us to get past. Right, let's go. Here you go. If we had wheels, we would never be able to get over this. I say that as I may have got myself stuck. Okay, thinking I could just speed my way across may have been a mistake. Yeah, that may have been a problem. I really thought we could just go across. There's a little bit of movement there, isn't there? As long as I don't do a direction, we can move a little bit. Hang on. trying to turn, but it's not giving me anything. Ah, there we go. Got a bit of movement there. Reversing straight onto that big rock that's there. Can't turn on my own accord either. I don't know if we can reset because we've only got one vehicle and we haven't got a base here. I don't know what happens in terms of resetting. I am probably stuck. In fact, I can winch myself. So we pinched the big rock that's there and actually managed to get ourselves a bit more movement. This was a really bad idea, admittedly. Won't give me another option with it. Try there. Okay, moved one rock behind us actually. We may have got away with it. Come on. Come on. We're supposed to actually have got away with this. I didn't think we was going to. But I can't turn. Or go forward. It's not even a little movement, is there? So I need to winch to something, I think, to pull ourselves a bit forward. Let's go there. Is that enough to move us forward? It's not going to plan, is it? Bit more movement there. Come on, we're so close to being out of this. My mistake wasn't as bad as I thought it was. I can't reset, can I? I don't think either. Because we've got nowhere to reset to, I don't think we can reset. No. We can't even call any other vehicles in. We're severely messed up very early on. Although, don't tip. That's the worst thing that can happen. We'll stall the engine. Not enough. I need to put ourselves over here so we can get the engine started at least. Yeah, this has gone badly wrong very quickly. Come on. There we go. Engine's up. So close to being out of this. think we're okay. Oh, maybe not. That was a bad move. We're now on the railing. Let's see if I can pull the back end across. What we must be able to, I might have to just restart the map because I think I've messed it massively up here. Can't go backwards or forwards, but I need to somehow get that bit off. Yeah, look, we're just off the track, so we can't actually use that. This track is on the floor, but not enough. I can't turn or anything. I think it's creating sparks on the floor as well. I was trying to see if we can pull ourselves off, maybe. I hope the rocks will get stuck when we winch to them, and that will enable us to then use them to pull us back or something. I've never had to restart a map since we started the game, but I may need to. Can't see a way around this. It was that edge that caught us out massively there. Yeah, I think rather than just keep wasting our time here, we have to restart the map. As I say, I've never had to do that as of yet. I really don't know how you do that, to be fair. If we go back to hub, I think we've got to reset the map on the hub and do it that way. Just thought we could get across the rocks, save ourselves some time, and obviously that was a really bad decision to do. Oh, we lost the like. We've upset someone. Come off. Press one button there. Okay. Let's go back and try this again, shall we? If we select that, continue mission, restart map progress. There we go. Yes, because we severely messed it up. Do we want the Carolean again? Probably not, you know. Let's use the Malamute this time. We're going to need to move more than rocks out of the way, aren't we? More than we did previously. I think there isn't really a shortcut as such. But yeah, don't attempt just to drive over and hope for the best. That was a bad decision. Why is it we wait till the DLC to do something silly? It happens. We have seen this, so we can dismiss this. We're in the Malamute this time. Right, we know we've got to find the chest. That's not the chest, the case. That's absolutely fine. Yeah. So what we need to do, not that. Let's do that vehicle there first and foremost. So we got the. Alright, we haven't actually got the oomph to pull that vehicle. I've got no traction. This vehicle, compared to the Carolean, there we go, using the rock as kind of keep us in place there. This has got no pulling power compared to Carolean. That's not good. Right, we know where the box is. I don't know if I can get to it now, but I can't actually pull this vehicle out of there. Can I get to the rock that's on top of it? I don't think I can. Yeah, I can't actually move the vehicle. How does that work? This just doesn't have the grip that the Carolean had. Actually, hang on. Can I get the... If I get the box in there, I'll just pull the box. Oh, I didn't mean to change. I want that... If we can just get the box, we'll try and go around a different way. But yeah, the handbrake's on and we're still being moved. This has got no grip whatsoever. I'm actually on the box. That's madness. That tells you the difference between the Carolean and the Malamute then. I'm wondering if it's because we're using wheels and not tracks. Potentially. Or, let's reverse this and see, is it because we're pulling from the front, not the back? Well, I think that'll make that much difference, but we'll see. But maybe we've picked the wrong vehicle to use, to be fair. Starts in the maps are generally okay, but this one, not so much. No, we got nothing. Cannot get that up the hill. Look at that. Wow. Okay, well, we know we're going to have an issue there then. I don't think I can get straight to the box, can I? That's the problem. I can't pull anything. Right, so if that's the case then I think what we need to do is try and get to the front over there and do it that way. Because this has got no grip. I'm really surprised by that. I didn't think the tracks were that big a game changer. We should have stuck to the Carolean, shouldn't we? It does seem like the tracks definitely make a massive difference when it comes to pulling things. Right, I'm hoping to get across this way. Still need to get that box out though. Ideally, because we can do that all in one. Don't tip over. Seriously? There we go. And now we tried to drive over the Carolean and it didn't go well for us, did it? I don't think this will go much better. Maybe it will. Can we get over this way, or do we need to try again up top? We need to try again up top, don't we? Yeah, I'm surprised this can't tow anything. It's just got no movement whatsoever. We don't have to do the box now, but while we're here, I thought it would make sense to actually do it, to be fair. But it's causing us other issues. Because we can't move that vehicle, that's the problem. I'm trying to get out of this as well. Right, we should get through that gap. Really. Should have just picked the Carolean, shouldn't we? We didn't know that this would not be able to do it. Right, obviously we need to get through there. I think obviously we fell off there. I think we need to do that again. I think we can get through by going that way. Just to be more aware of the fall, essentially. Yeah, surprised at how little this can pull. I thought this was one of the better vehicles as well when we used it previously. But it definitely depends on what you're doing at the time, doesn't it? Right, well, I'll try and stay to our left here. Don't want it to tip us over again. No! I was trying to stay left and didn't. I think we're starting the map for the third time. Unless we can pull ourselves over. Okay, and now we need to pull us Amazingly, the winch still works. Come on, give me the winch point. Can't do a winch point there, can I? Oh, I can recover it. Recovery area. I didn't know that. If I'd known that, we could have done that with the Caroline, couldn't we? I didn't realise we could recover the vehicle, to be fair. Okay, there we go. We don't say no. You can't change vehicle though, you have to still use the one you start with. You chose to start with on this map. Right, let's see if we can get over this time, shall we? Stay. Okay, not ideal to be turned around there. But we're not upside down. Can we get this turned round like that, falling down? Just can't get the turn. Oh, maybe. So the slides so much. Next time I say the Magnum Route's a good vehicle, remind me it's not. It slides so much. It's no grip. It's good in the water though, that's the thing. Because of the big tyres, this is really good in the water. It's just rubbish elsewhere. Right. And we'll have one attempt to pulling the vehicle out from this side, and if it doesn't work, we'll leave the black box and come back for once we can get other vehicles. Because this is definitely not the right vehicle to be using for that. If we can pull it out, we'll grab it now, but I'm not overly worried. Worst comes to worst, we'll come back for it. That's the rock underneath it, that's actually not the truck. I don't think we're going to be able to pull the truck out. I reverse up and then go for a big run up. Yeah, we got no grip. Smooths it a little bit, but not enough. I think we'll just waste a lot of time trying to do this when I don't think there's much need. And we know we can come back. Okay. Yeah, let's not waste time. We'll come back for it. I did want to do it now, but it's not the end of the world. We'll come back for it once we've got other vehicles to use. Otherwise we'll be here forever. Right, we need to get to the meeting spot, essentially. There's a road that goes left here. Our meeting spot is... There's a vehicle, there's a crane there, by it. I think we go through here. Obviously we don't know the map, we don't know which way we're meant to be heading. So we're kind of guesswork at this point. This is a train yard by the looks of things. Okay. The yellow doors there mean there'll be convoys coming here then by the looks of things. Okay, that's blocked off. Is that a gate we can open or not? Or is it blocked the other side actually, thinking about it? Oh, we can open it. It does open. There we go, gate opens. We're going over there. I'm trying to work out our best route from where we are. There are lots of cranes here. We're currently here. Obviously we've got to get across to over there if we can. It might be better off over here, you know. There's a route round there and that way. Although we are going up there. I think we can get through. Trains, the blue trains can be moved as well. They only have a yellow bit on them means you can move them. Although I'm not sure we can in this vehicle. Can we get through the gap? That'll be no. Can we get out? Yeah. So potentially that train moves, but I think it moves towards us. Yeah. which is fine, but we haven't got really anywhere to put it, and it'd be out of our way, essentially. So I think this isn't going to happen. I think we try that other way we saw, or there's a road to our left there. Potentially that way might help us get to where we're going. Yeah, I've decided the Malamute isn't the vehicle. Normally, I think I've always sung its praises though, that's the thing. It's only now I'm realising that actually it's not very good. It just doesn't have the grip. Obviously I think in water it has the advantage. But even trying to just manoeuvre this, it's not easy. Right, where does that road lead? I think that's a dead end. That building there. Looking at that. Obviously we need to get to the other side of the train yard. So, we did see on the map there was something this way. I think we can use to get round. At least open up some more of the train yard as well. Right, was it this bit? So yeah, potentially this bit. There's also this bit here. But I think we can get round here. It's only a hope and a suggestion. We'll see how we go. There's this post there, which we didn't see. Right, can we get through there? I think we can. It's all these little posts and things in the floor that you don't see until you're suddenly stuck. Right, I've made it around. There we go. Really? Come on. Yeah, definitely not using this to scout around next time. I think we've done it. I think we found our meeting place, which hopefully will mean we can actually use all of our other vehicles. Right, up we go. Lovely yellow door, that means there'll be a convoy at some point going there. Over the bridge, it's already made for us, nice. More yellow doors. Okay, I think we need to get into here, which means opening that gate. Oh, okay. It doesn't open this way. Does that mean it's a push gate? Yeah. Right, we finally made it. It took us a minute, obviously restarting the map after getting beat because we didn't know we could recover ourselves. Is Kelly going to talk to us? No. Okay. Normally you would have thought Kelly would jump in by now. Right, what do we need to do? Let's have a look. So obviously we've got deliver the case. We will go back and grab that case as soon as we can. When we're not using this vehicle. Open the operating base near the tunnels. Okay, what do we need to do with this? We need to deliver a vehicle and to do an infrastructure route. Oh wow, okay. Central railway line to the tunnel exit base. So, railway line here. Tunnel exit base is here. Oh, actually no, I'm thinking it's here where we came from. It's not. It's here. Okay. So this road is fine to use. Apart from there. Obviously we need to get a vehicle from where? Where's the start point? Oh, from here. Okay. That's not too bad. Obviously we haven't explored much of this road so far. Especially not to where this is going. But while this is en route, we can go and grab the vehicle. And start using that essentially to get there as well. It does seem like a fairly standard road. So I'm hoping it won't have too many issues. Obviously we don't know 100% because we haven't been here ourselves. Oh, hang on. Can you get over that? Yeah, I think you can drive over that, can't you? Yeah, I think so. As I say, we'll be driving towards this way as well, so hopefully it's absolutely fine and has no issues. As it goes up the hill. We'll jump in the vehicle he wants us to use as well. Right, we'll set that off, let it do its thing. We'll jump in the vehicle. This vehicle here is where we're going. And we're going... Is that the same place? Yeah, same place. So, this is the vehicle we're driving, the Mule T1 utility truck. Not something we've driven before, but I don't think we've driven this before, to be fair. Right, we need to come out of the machine yard and basically go along this road here, folks. So is anything going to stop us? Ah, the trees that are down in this area, potentially. Yeah, I think the trees that have come down potentially will be an issue. But, we'll see. Right, firstly, to get out of here, and to the right. Yeah, I don't know if we've driven one of these, to be fair. I know we've been able to buy them for a while and not needed them. I don't quite know what their full use is, to be honest. They feel very solid, which I know is a weird thing to say, but as soon as you accelerate, it just feels solid in a weird way. Right, rain's coming down hard as well. I take it we're not heading right here. I know we are. Yeah, we are heading this way. There is a sign there saying the road's blocked because of trees, I would assume. But we're going to ignore that. I say ignore it. I'm assuming we can get through this way. Maybe we can't, to be fair. Problem is, we're going all the way down here otherwise. I suppose we could skirt around the edge. I think we can get through. I think, although it looks tricky, we go to the edge of the tree and then round. There we go. Obviously we'll need to clear this route properly at some point, I'm assuming. But it is drivable. Well, I say that. This one might not be. Can we go underneath? Yeah, we can go underneath. There we go. Wasn't as bad as I thought it was about to be. Convoy's still doing its thing, so that's good. I thought that we weren't going to get underneath there, to be fair. There we go. Oh. Okay, slight issue. There's a big hole. Didn't see that on the map, because when you zoomed out, it looks like it's filled in. It's not filled in. That's a hole. We need to try and get round into the trees then, I think. Okay. Is there a way through the trees? There's rocks there, annoyingly. I kind of want to drive onto the pipes and go to the right, I think. I don't know if we gain the traction. There we go. I can reverse out in a second once we get straight. The infrastructure, the route's complete as well. The convoy made it there, so it's just us now that needs to get there. Which we reverse this way, hoping, and swing it round here, and we're through. But yeah, at some point we need to cover that by looks, I think. There we go. And now we can follow the road up like the convoy just did, and we're sorted. Okay, so I thought this was filled in, as that's what it looked like on the map. That's not filled in. That's going to need sorting out at some point as well, isn't it? Can we get over that? Yeah, we can. The convoy did. I don't think it'll be too bad for us. And this will open up the operating base. We'll go and grab that case as well in due course. Obviously, I would have liked to have got it first and foremost, but Manamoot. It's now definitely gone down to my expectations. It's not as good as it first seemed. We also want to get the upgraded version of the Mule. When we can open this up, we'll be able to buy vehicles. And we want the upgraded version of the Mule, which is in there. We've got plenty of money to spend, so I'm not worried about that. And obviously the bridge vehicles we want at some point to see what they do. But this is us complete. The base is now open. Tunnel exit base is now ours. Is Kelly not going to talk to us? It just seems like Kelly's not here. I know she said she wanted a vacation. Does that mean she's not here during the whole of the DLC? Because that seems a little bit weird that she's not here, to be fair. Okay. Establish a route for delivering steel pipes is one there. That needs to go from the eastern tunnel to this gives us okay per truck. It gives us one pipe per truck, 4 in total. So we're going from the eastern tunnel to our current base. What's that road look like? Ah, that's the road of the trees we just navigated that I don't think another vehicle would make. Yeah, we need to obviously sort that road out then. I'm assuming we can just destroy the trees maybe with a log, maybe a log vehicle, and then obviously figure out what to do about that. Maybe a wooden bridge, maybe. Can we make bridges? Yes. Yeah, maybe a little wooden bridge going over that. Okay, so we won't be doing that immediately. Deliver the inverter and explore the crash site area. So deliver vehicle. That's where the vehicle's going, I believe. And that's where... No, that's where it's... No, there's an object there to pick up, and it's going there. And then reach location is there. So that's south of where we are now. That's a crash site. Side objective, find and deliver the case. I kind of want to get the case done first. So that's the case there, and it's going to there. Okay, before the case, actually, I think we need to sort this road out so we can get the convoy going. If the convoy is going, we can do other things while that's happening. So, I think first and foremost, we're going to bridge this to make this a bit smoother as well. Although there is actually, that's what that is there. That's for getting across. But we can bridge that. There's plenty of trees around. So I think we bridge that first and foremost. Ah, what's that there? Are they... I think they're concrete slabs. Maybe just be able to place them with a crane over this. There's one there as well. I think we can place them in that gap, to be fair. And then here, we'll need a little bridge. And then we just need to get rid of all the trees. So, let's firstly head to the shop. So now all the vehicles are unlocked. We can see the ones that we didn't want to buy until the DLC was out. So, the Amiga Thunder Expedition, that's a kit. I'm assuming it's just the look of it, because I don't think it's changed anything. 24-meter winch, wind strength of 6 ton, 45 and 40. Is it any different to the other one? Problem is, the other one's not nearby to compare easily. The bridge layer, this is a vehicle we haven't used before. Don't quite know how that works. Although, would that not be better off... I'm just thinking. We want to put some bridges down. Should we just use a bridge layer? And as that, I don't know how it works. I have to figure that one out. The SAR truck we don't own but not needed to. Cargo truck doesn't have a crane, so it's pointless. That's the Voron. Cargo truck version's no crane. Heavy dump truck. Where's the new stuff? Bridge layer. This is another bridge layer. That's a smaller bridge layer, I would say. Does that mean... I'm curious to how that works. Might buy one of those in a minute and try and see how it works. Scout with trainer there we still haven't used. Cargo truck, gain. I know what I'm looking for. Dump truck and dump truck with crane. Mobile crane, got both of those. SAR truck again, something we haven't used. The Nota Allegro. This is DLC in the Invictus Type A, as a new scout vehicle. Now that looks powerful. It's very lightweight though, to be fair. I only pull 5 ton as well. But that looks interesting. We'll buy everything shortly anyway. Log grabber loader, heavy mobile crane. The tracked heavy dump truck, this is a new one. DLC vehicle that we couldn't use until now. That is big. 20-ton sand capacity. Wow, we're going to be using that for some roads, I'm sure. What else have we got? Cargo truck is pointless. Although that's different to the Alcez we currently have. The SAR truck again there that we've not used. Because I don't really know the point of the SAR truck. I don't know what they do. That's the problem. Scout, mobile operation base we've got. Cargo truck, grabber loader. Cargo crane truck. This kit, this is the one. The Mule T1 Trailblazer. I believe it's just the look. I don't think there's any difference to the vehicle bar the look. We're going to buy this straight away. I wonder if that now competes with the Voron in terms of what it can carry and stuff. We'll have to have a look at that in a second. Is that everything that's new? I think it is. Yeah, that's everything. So, let's... I don't know if we can compare it here. Where's the Mule and the Voron? All should be near enough together here. They normally are. We'll take the Mule out first, see if we can place them bits across that little gap. Maybe get a bridge vehicle and see if we can put a little mini bridge across. I was going to use wood, but if we can buy a vehicle to do it, I'll do that instead. As we've not used one before. Where are we? That's the Voron. So the Voron's here. It's a 4344 and can lift 5 ton, carry 8. Now the Voron, the Mule, the basic Mule, has always been slightly less. 5 ton lift capacity, 6 ton capacity in the back. Where's the new Mule? Where's my new Mule? I just brought one. There it is. There. I don't know why. So it is just a different look. Yeah, it is just a different look. 5 ton lift weight still, 6 ton capacity. Yeah, it's just the way it looks. Maybe bigger tires. Maybe. It's been our go-to vehicle for the majority of the game, to be fair. So more than happy. Right. We're going to head down the hill first and foremost. We want to try and see if we can maneuver these to here. Probably should use a crane, to be fair, but there we go. And then we'll go and grab that from there at the same time. And then we're thinking of maybe a bridge vehicle, just to see what they're like here. I know there's plenty of trees around. And then we need to clear this route, essentially. We'll see how we're going to do that in due course. Right, let's get out of here. We want to be going down that hill. So we'll see if we can make this bridge bit work. Where's the way out? This way. I don't know if my plan will work in terms of laying them bits of concrete that are there out. And obviously a different crane probably would have been better, but I wanted to use the mill for the first time. So we've left these vehicles until we started the DLC, hence why I haven't used them before. Right, there's bits of concrete here, and I think they'll fill the gap, if that makes sense here. Right, anchors on. I will do you want to stick them in the back? Can we just drive forward with them? I don't know, it really doesn't like that. They're a little bit heavier than the first team, I think. Chucking the 2 of them in the back. There's one over the other side as well. We'll just lay them that way, that's fine. Doesn't matter too much. We just want to move forward, essentially. With them on. So then we can lay them. Come out. Come on. There we go. Yeah, I want to put the anchors down further forward. So we just needed these kind of on us somehow. Where they're not going to fully fall off, but also we can still move with them without tipping over. Like that. Right, I'm not too sure how we're going to lay these. I want to say end to end, maybe? It makes sense that they're here, that we can use them, doesn't it, really? Although we can't make an actual concrete bridge. So we're assuming this will work. I don't know if... Are they the same thing? Hang on, I have my anchors on. Don't know if I can actually reach with this crane either. I think this may be the wrong crane to be using. That's our reach. Yeah, this was definitely the wrong crane. Wow, the crane on this is not good. I can't get any further than that forward. I don't know if they reach across, to be fair, or are the same thickness as the hull. Okay, we need a different crane. That's ridiculous. It's got no reach on it. The mule's never been an issue. Now we're finding an issue. Let's just grab out the apex. That's fine. Anything will do at this point. I feel like I'm not making any progress because of small little issues. So this is facing the wrong way for a start. And then we're going to need to do. We're going to use one of the bridge vehicles for the mini bridge, just so we see what they're like. It may be overkill, it may not be. Annoyingly, we can't just fill in the hole with soil, so let's see how it goes. But yeah, this crane's probably overkill for what we're about to do, but at least it's going to be easier to manoeuvre. And then, yeah, I think a stump grinder maybe on the ones that are in the way to grind them out, and then the road should clear, hopefully. Right. Should have moved the mule maybe. But anchors, crane. Right, all we want to do is place this, I think, in the gap. There's two over there as well. I don't know if we would have been able to put in a wooden bridge down, maybe, to be fair. I don't know how this will work. We may find a wooden bridge would have been a lot easier. It's in the gap. I think we need both sets to be the right height, essentially. Looking at that. I don't know. They're here for a reason, so I think the intended purpose is for this. That mule crane is right in the way of where I want to go. But yeah, I think if we grab the two from the other side as well, that will then level it out, essentially. There we go. So that's change camera, fold the crane, anchors. We're going to drive across, grab the other two just to fully fill it out. So that's doable now, and the convoy made it without us filling this in, but since we can, if we need concrete slabs suddenly, we may then need to take these out, but I'll make a wooden bridge. For the minute, it solves the issue. Because we do need to set a convoy up once we have sorted the tree area out. Right, we've got about 35 minutes left today. And yes, there is a route there along the mud as well we could have used. To be fair, and saved ourselves all this bother. Okay. See, I think these will make it flat, essentially. Yeah, I can't move there, can it? I need to be a little bit more to the right, though. There we go. So that's now flat. And then we'll grab the last one and just do the other side. And then we're good. I don't think that will then have any issues. Still not close enough, there we go. Let's try not to swing all the way around, to be fair. Right. This one in position, and then we'll move vehicles and grab one of these new bridge vehicles and see how that works with that bit of pipe work that we need to cover so we can get a route going. And obviously we'll test this out with the mule in a second. I'm sure this is all good. It looks like absolutely fine. Right, crane, camera, anchors. Yeah, it looks perfect. Let's move this crane out of the way for a minute. When I say move out of the way, where do I want to put it? I didn't mean to beach it. Let's leave it there for a minute. We'll get out in due course. I want to actually achieve something if we can today, so I don't want to mess around too much. Anchors. Right, does this work? Yes. There we go, job done. Right, move this to the side as well. So we're thinking a bridge vehicle to the bridge over here. Yes, we could use trees, but it's new. Let's use a bridge vehicle. So it looks to be two different versions of the bridge vehicle in the shop. Thomas, good morning. How are you? Hope you're well. You got this one here, 82,000. It's a 12-meter bridge. What size is the other one? 12 meters is probably too big, to be honest. But then both of these probably are going to be too big. And then we want to buy the tracked crane at some point as well. And the heavy dumper. Was it the heavy dumper I was thinking of, maybe? Where's the other one? Vostok Pioneer. Where am I? Oh, there. Is that the same one? 12. I swear there's two bridge vehicles here. That's only one of them. Where's this other one? Bridge lab. There. I didn't even see that. That's a 6-meter bridge. We want that one. Okay, 6-meter bridge. We're going to use that just because it's new, essentially. I don't know where it's going to end up on this list. I don't know. Is there a different symbol for bridges? Why have we got two Tigers? Oh, there we go. It's a Tiger. I didn't realise that. There we go. This is our bridge vehicle. This is overkill massively, but we'll see how it goes. Thomas, how are you today? Hope you're well. Did you have a good weekend? Obviously, this is the first time we've used the bridge lab because these are part of the DLC, so we haven't used them until now. It'll be interesting how it goes. And then I think we need something to destroy the trees that are in the middle of the road, and I think we're good to go. I'm thinking the log stump grinder should get rid of everything, in theory. But yeah, once this lays down the bridge, is that it? Can we pick it back up? A temporary thing? See how this goes. As I say, nothing's really been said about using these, so I'm curious how it's going to work. Anchors as well, to be fair. So this is the bit where we need to cover. We can build a wooden bridge, admittedly, but I wanted to see how this was going to work. So open and close the bridge. Oh wow, okay. I think I need to reverse up to it then, to be fair. Thinking how that's going to come out, I think we need to reverse up. I don't know if we need anchors. It's got anchors on it. You'd think we need the anchors down as well then. But then is that the vehicle then unusable until you take the bridge back? That's the thing I'm not sure of. We know it's a 6-meter bridge. Those are anchors. Right, open up. There is a detach button as well. And there's a bridge. Okay. I said 6 meters would be overkill. It's not actually big enough. I need to bring it back. I need to go further back. I honestly thought 6 would be too much, and it is to a degree. If we go back to about here and put the anchors down. There we go. There's the bridge, both sides. So we detach from the bridge, we take our anchors back up, and that's it. We can put this back down. It's a bit awkward doing that. And there's the bridge. So this vehicle is now kind of out of use until we pick the bridge back up. So I suppose we park this near the bridge and wait until we don't need the bridge anymore. Admittedly, a wooden bridge would have been absolutely fine, to be honest. But I wanted to try something different. So, we now need to clear this route of all the tree debris that we had to get through previously. So that's what I'm thinking. We just want to use a stump grinder. I don't think there's a new one, to be fair. Can't quite remember what the best one is either. We go to logs. So we've got the Amitsu Kite 5252. We've got the MTK 100M. Oh, wow, that's poor. What else we got? Is that it? It's only in the shop then. Kite there, crayfish, stump muncher. I think there's only 2 then. So the kite is the one to use. By looks of things, okay. Right, let's go in. This is gonna be. No, it's not too slow. We're going to drive down to the road and hopefully destroy the trees that are blocking the route, and in doing so we can then set the convoy off doing its thing. That's the hope anyway. I know I'm not tracking a mission in a minute, we know which one we're doing. We need to get the convoy up and running, but we need to open the road up fully to do that. And then that will give us 4, the rewards for that are 4 steel pipes, 1 per truck, essentially. I think at some point we'll just make that bridge that we put down into a bridge using the wood or something. It is definitely overkill putting the bridge right down, but for the time being it'll be alright. To be fair, we could have used it here as well. But then the concrete slabs work absolutely fine. But again, a small wooden bridge. If we need them concrete slabs at any point, we'll make a wooden bridge. There's plenty of trees to choose from. It's not like we haven't got the wood anywhere like the previous map. Right, I'm hoping this works. My thinking is this can grind away all the trees that have fallen down. I don't know if this is going to work or not. If we activate the stump muncher, does that get rid of it? Yeah, I think that does get rid of it. We can drive through it. I don't know why it's not disappearing. There we go, it's gone. So this was what we needed to do then. We can turn it off so we get a bit more speed. So we did need, this is what we needed to do then to clear the route. I wasn't sure if it was or not. It looks like it was. I think I'm too high. Too low. There we go. And we've got this one over here. So they will disappear in a second once we've done one bit of it. Another one done. Need to just move up a little bit. It's quite a sandy little route this, so I don't think we'll have much issue with the, hopefully the trucks that they're going to bring having traction. I think it should be okay. I need the arm to go up. There we go. Not getting in direct contact with this one. There we go. Yep, job done. There's one over here, and I think that's the route then open. We put this down. There we go. That should now be the route fully open then. We can move this out of the way. And now we've opened up that route there then. So we can now set this mission on. Establish a route for delivering steel pipes. We can now get that going. I'm guessing we're going to need the steel pipes very soon then, by the looks of things. Otherwise, why would they deliver them? Essentially. So, it's not using the Wayfarer, which is a good thing. So I think this route should be absolutely fine. We've got rid of the tree debris from falling down from the seismic activity. So all we need to do is get this to our new base, and then from there we'll figure out what we need to do next. I think the case is probably next, to be fair. Over our bridge we just laid down. And then over a concrete bridge over here, which we'll probably end up replacing in due course. If we get stuck on anything, it's going to be something minor on the road, which isn't that big a deal to change and manoeuvre if we need to. Should be okay. What we're going to do is send the mule down to go and grab the case that we didn't get earlier as well. Right, that's off and running. While it's doing that, we're going to quickly go and grab this case, as we wanted to do it earlier, but we had the wrong vehicle. So we have the mule here. We should be able to get down to where it is, and then we'll go and deliver it as well, and then we'll look at the next mission as well. We've got about 20-25 minutes. We've got a bit of time to get a few things done. Right, we need to get this. How does this go down to where we need to go? Oh, actually, easy. And obviously we've got the crane on this, which we can use to move the rocks and things out of the way and get the truck out. I was surprised at how little grip that Malamute really had. Okay. So that's the vehicle with it. I might just be able to get it out of the vehicle as is, by the way. Let's get a bit closer. I didn't mean to secure cargo. Maybe I can just pick this up. If we put cranes on. Or maybe not. I might have to pull the vehicle out, I think. Yeah, I might have to pull the vehicle, I think. Give me the vehicle, and I'll pull the vehicle instead forward, and hopefully we'll then do it. Right, that's the vehicle pulled. Annoyingly, that case now is probably... Oh, it's there. Right, there we go. I didn't mean to be so destructive with it, but there we go. Right, the case. Let's put that in the back. I feel like this has got a bigger crane than normally the mule, to be fair. I'm not sure. We need to get the other mule out alongside it, really, compare. That's because I'm not using crane camera. Right, crane there, anchors, strap cargo. There we go. Not that really needed strapping. Right, we need to have a look at where we're going. So, now that's in the back, we want to go over here. I'm thinking we can pick up the other item as well in a minute for the other mission. So to get over there, we need to get round the train yard, really. There is a route over this way. And then through here, potentially. Or we go through here. I think we can might as well go this way. Okay, straight down from where we are. Yeah, I think we can skirt them pipes, to be fair. That will then complete this. Yeah, it's going to be annoying. If Kelly isn't with us throughout the DLC, it's going to be a bit disappointing, to be fair. Mainly because she explains things, which is always handy. Whereas it doesn't seem like she's taking a vacation on her own. I don't think Thomas wanted to say hello once I said hello first. That's when someone says hello and I say hello back. Why did that fail already? Right, hang on. The route's just failed. It shouldn't have done. Or it's something we didn't notice. Let's that one. Oh, it failed at the end. It's fine. Our route was kind of a bit too close to here, maybe. So it is running. We can leave that as is. Okay, can I get across the right hand side or left hand side here? What if we go? That pile of mud's the problem. I don't know if we can get across there easily. I think we might have to just go across the train track, to be fair. Train track's probably the easier option, to be fair. But that route still, is that still saying failed? Why is it not saying done? Still saying failed. Oh, it's because it's still trying to get there. There we go. It's going. It's doing it. There we go. I don't know what the issue is, to be honest. But it's there now. We can ignore. We can let it do its thing. I really need to start putting the handbrake on vehicles when we go and have a look at the map, because that does cause us a problem. These blue vehicles can be the blue things can be moved. We just need to hook onto them if we wanted to move them, but we'll leave them for the minute. Because I think we can just get around this way. There we go. Other vehicles will need to move the blue out of the way. There we go. Establish a route for delivering steel pipes. We've got one steel pipe for doing so. And we'll gain some more by letting it carry on. And then I think there's only 4 in total is the max reward, so there's not much that's done. Right, this case needs delivering just over here. Got a funny feeling this mule is the exact same as every mule, bar the facelift. All the stuff on the top and stuff. I think that's new. I think the actual stats and how it works and weight and everything is all the same. Don't think we gain very much for our money, essentially. Here we are. Unshut the cargo. Crane up and up. There we go, mission complete. Ah, okay. New mission has arrived because of that. Clear the way for our convoys. So the case is now there, but it's given us a new mission instead, which is clear the way for our convoys. So we've got to clear. Ah, so now we've got to clear all the rocks from here. So although we just gained the case from there, the railway depot is supposed to receive a shipment of trucks meant for transporting heavy equipment. Massive rock falls block the tunnel entrance. Your mission is to clear the rubble, blocking the tunnel and safely guide the convoy to the depot. Once the route is open, it will serve as a lifeline for supply trucks bringing much needed provisions from neighbouring regions. Okay, so that will be used in due course. We need to get rid of all the rocks, which is easily done, to be fair. What I wanted to see is where it's going to end up. So that's there. The route itself is going to be from there to there. So when we're saying about moving these trains out the way, we need to move the trains out the way, because that potentially will be a problem otherwise. So we need to get something over here just to pull these two this way, or winch them this way, essentially, because we can't really go that way. So yeah, we're going to need to sort that out in a minute as well, and sort the rocks. Maybe a big crane for both, to be fair. Big crane can set up and pull that way. And then over here, we're just going to chuck them off the side of the cliff. Might be the way to do that, to be fair. Before we do that, though, there is this. Deliver the inverter. So we can now pick up this object. Although it's got a long way to go. I think we do the other one first, because that's a long way away. Looking at time, seeing what we can actually get done today. Our mule is here. So what I think we do is we drive the mule ready to pick that up, but not take it just yet. We'll go and clear the route for the vehicles first. So this inverter we need to pick up is through this gate here. Is this open this way or the other way? That way. So the inverter should be there. So that big grey crate there is the inverter that we need. And we just need to go and find where this is going, essentially. And then explore the crash site at the same time. So we'll do that next, but before that, let's go and clear this route. I think a big crane that we've already got out over here should do it absolutely fine, to be fair. I know we crashed it a bit. Trying to get it off the road, to be fair. Can I actually get out of this, or do I need to get a different crane? Might need to get a different crane. I don't think I can get out of this hole. Maybe. I think we may be better off just getting a different crane at this rate. I think I'm kind of stuck on routes and stuff. We wanted it off the road for the convoy, and in doing so, kind of messed things up. Let's recover this. So we can recover it. To be fair, we can recover it over here to the recovery area. Doesn't cost us anything to do so. And we can use it from here. That actually worked out in our favour, saved us a little bit of driving, to be fair. It didn't cost us anything either. Right, we're going to clear all this debris from here. I'm just literally going to throw it off the side of the cliff. There's none of it we need as such. So everything here can just go off to the side. I don't think it'll actually fall in the water, admittedly. We can hopefully just move it off here. But we need to make this road fully open for convoys to get through. If I can knock some of the rocks at the same time as moving them. To be fair. There's a lot of rocks here. And then we're just going to move the vehicles as well. Can't recycle rocks, so we don't gain anything for doing anything with these. They're not concrete, so you can't use them. I'm aware of anyway, I'm pretty sure there's nothing added in the base game for actually any use for the rocks. There's quite a lot of them though, actually, more than I expected. Okay, a big one. I think the heavy crane was a good shout though, to be fair, to move all these. And actually recovering it saved us a bit of time. Throw. It was nice when you can throw a rock like that. Yeah, the vehicles will need moving as well. Should probably just throw off the sides as well. They can probably be recycled if we need to later on, but at the minute we don't really have a use for them. That convoy's still going as well and actually making good progress. 2 steel pipes in our storage as it is. I think max rewards is 4. I would assume there's going to be a mission for those as well. Weird to give us 4 and not need them. Although, how much concrete slabs do we have on Kernel, and that we didn't really need? Quite a few. Right, vehicle's gone. There's a rock just here I want to try and grab first if we can. Give me the one that's right there. I don't know if it's because I'm too close to it, maybe. Kathy, good morning, how are you? I had it there. We have finished the base game, we're now on the first DLC map. Which didn't get off to the best start, to be fair. Come on. It's not going to give me what I want, is it? I want that rock there to move that one. I had it there. It swapped me out. Come on. There we go. That's the one I wanted because it's right in the way and then we can move forward. How was your weekend, Kathy? Hope it was good. Right, move forward a bit for these ones. And again, we're just going to carry on doing what we've been doing, throw them away. Doing good, glad you're good. Doing good. I'm not too bad, thank you. Yeah, not too bad. Had a rough weekend sleep-wise and pain-wise, but this morning I'm okay. And okay is good. Okay is good, essentially. Just got to wait for this appointment on the 3rd of November. And that will be the final one before we find out if we're allowed the surgery or not. It's just waiting around is annoying. Just a constant wait to find out if we're allowed certain things. Kind of messes with your head quite a bit. Because there's still a chance they say no, that's the thing. Definitely don't need to be that high up, do we, with these? Emails going off, it's my boys. I get like 5 emails a day from my son's school. And they're all rubbish. They decided to just keep emailing you every day for the most weirdest reasons. It's different, very much different. We used the bridge layers for the first time. It's definitely overkill for what we did. We wanted to see how they worked. I think it'd be interesting to see how he goes with this. Obviously, the story to this map's different. There's no Kelly. So normally you have Kelly talking, don't you, doing missions. And every time you get a new mission, she'll say something. She seems, at the end of the vast map, she said she was wanting a vacation. And she's not here. I'm hoping that at a certain point in the mission, she'll come back kind of thing. Yeah, currently, no Kelly. Thanks for the like, videos, much appreciated. Which is, yeah, unusual. Wasn't expecting that. Right, we've got to finish clearing this rocks and then we can go and clear the train yard. And then we can set the convoy up here as well. If it can give me the rocks from here, it'd be a lot easier than keep going the way around, but I don't think it will. Next one, that's a big one, that's out the way as well. Yeah, it's weird how there's no Kelly, like I say. Unless she does come back in a little while, I don't know. But this map is called Contamination. The premise was they were carrying some radioactive stuff through the area when a seismic activity hit. And this is the fallout of that, essentially. The end of the previous map was interesting though, only because it ended and then didn't end, then ended a second time. We'll have to go back and have a look, it was weird. But yeah, we saw the credits twice because of it, it was just weird. An interesting ending, I'll say, but yeah, just not quite what you expect. But yeah, this one so far we've had to clear a road of debris, of tree debris. Put a couple of bridges down, makeshift ones essentially, and now we're clearing this. And we did work out the Malamute is rubbish for towing. Come on. Right, just going to move these remaining rocks out of the way, and then this route is open, and then it's just train yard to move 2 trains, and then we can get the convoy up and running, essentially. Give me the rocks to my left, come on. Give me what I want, there we go, that'll do. One over there. Only a couple more to go here. I can stick them up the top, to be fair, as long as I'm out of the zone. They can go up there, I think. I wonder if that's easier than keep swinging the way round. Just to move them up here instead. As long as we're out of the zone, it is job done. There you go, that one's out. Be easier to connect them while I'm here. They just come up. They just pop up in the mission thing. But yeah, there's no one to explain them or anything, which is weird. Since we're so used to having it as well. But yeah, they just appear. There's just no one to explain them. Obviously, we can read what it says. It's not the same. But yeah, I'm hoping she's back at some point in the mission, maybe. She'll come back from holidays, vacation, as she said she needed. If she's gone fully, it'd be a big disappointment, I think. Because she did add that quirk to the missions that had a sense of humour to it. Right, I think this is the last bit to get out. There we go. So the route is now all clear. We're not quite finished with what we need to do first before we set up, though. There are small rocks here. We may actually have to get one of our graders here with the small rocks, although it should be okay. So we want to head down to a train yard. We're just going to move a couple of trains out of the way, and then we can set this convoy off. We're literally out of time, but we're going to quickly move the trains and set the convoy up before we finish. So that way, on Wednesday when we're back in RoadCraft, we don't have to think about it. That's my thinking. We're a tight convoy around here, though, I must admit. So what we need to do with the crane, all we need to do is get the crane in a position where we can connect to the blue trailer there and just pull it left, essentially. I don't know if I've got the reach to do this, to be fair. There we go, you see it move there. Is that all I'm going to get? Okay, I thought the trains were connected, they're not actually. So all we need to do is move this other train to the right, and we've opened up what we need. I thought they were connected, but they weren't, obviously. Or if they were, we uncoupled them accidentally, but it doesn't matter. Either way, the idea was just to clear this point here, because that's where the convoy is going to go. Don't go that way, I want you to go this way. There we go. Right, that's all we need to do. Everything else is all clear. So if we camera, crane, anchors, obviously we need to move out of the way, and then we can set off this route. And just before we finish, as we are just about out of time. Well, we are out of time to be fair. Yeah, set the route up first, then we know it's done. Okay. So that will do on Wednesday. Let's go to this one. Convoys. So we're going to start from where we started the Northern Tunnel. We've now cleared the way for the convoy to do its thing. Hopefully it does a better job than when we first started, because we were rubbish at the start. That's a third steel pipe now being received. Luckily, they're not using the Wayfarer, so most of these convoys so far have been doing well because there's no Wayfarer in sight. It's good. Maybe they've listened. Maybe they've decided. They agree with me that Wayfarer's really bad, and that's why they're not using it anymore. I'm hoping that's the case. Right, along this road. Oh, hang on. There's another gap there. So I didn't. Actually, it's fine. Found a different way to go. I didn't realise there was a gap there because we came up here originally. That's why. There's a bridge already built here, which makes life a little bit easier. And the end spot is over there. I can't see. I think it's there to there. Through the gate. Job's a good one. That convoy's up and running. I'm very happy about no Wayfarer, to be fair. There's nothing worse than a Wayfarer. So there's a vehicle there. It's got nothing on the back of it. They're empty. Unless they're going to pick up stuff. Maybe. So that convoy is now on the way. When it completes, that'll be mission complete there. And our next mission is deliver the inverter, which we have the new version of the mule ready to load up. Deliver it over to the crash site and also explore the crash site as well, which we'll do with the mule over here. And that will begin on Wednesday morning. But unfortunately, we're out of time. That is us done. 3.5 hours. It took us about an hour and a half to finish the final base game match, Kernel. So we didn't have that much time on the new map. I think it was an hour and a half to 2 hours, I think. But we have began the DLC, brought a couple of DLC vehicles, like the bridge layer. We are 6% done, that's it. With 2 of 23 infrastructure requests, 3 of 39 objectives, and 1 of 22 side objectives. As you can see, it's a 3-part story to this map as well. So there's still many more things to do on this map. But yeah, at least we finished the base game today. That was our aim for this week, and we did it today, which is a big bonus. And we can continue on with Contamination next time as well. But that is it for today. A massive thanks to you guys. Kathy, pleasure as always. Sorry it's a bit short and sweet for you, but I do hope you have a good rest of your day. But that is us. Thank you for the likes, the comments, the views, and the conversation. Yeah, only 2 maps on the DLC. Contamination and Washout. Washout is going to be wet and muddy, I guarantee it. But yeah, Contamination and Washout. But yeah, if you haven't seen the schedule for this week, check out the live stream community post, which tells you all our live stream times for the rest of this week, plus our video that went live on Sunday as well. Lastly, tomorrow morning we begin the second DLC of Star Wars Outlaws. We'll see what's changed in the game and see how much the second DLC has to offer. The vote for next main live stream game will begin on Wednesday evenings. Keep an eye on that. But we're back in RoadCraft Wednesday morning at the same time as today for another 3.5 hours. Thank you as always for the likes, comments, views, and conversation. I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their day. And we'll see you in a live stream very soon. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.